Hey everybody, welcome to our super duper giant awesome, oh my goodness, amazing Fantasy 15 everything is in this show edition of Marvel Movie News. I'm very excited to get there. Just hang right there and we'll be right back.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Marvel Movie News.
Yeah, like you said, my brain couldn't catch up to my mouth, and then when it did catch up to my mouth,
was like, no,
we're way ahead of you. Just go back.
Earth 2 Matt Key was like, I already did this.
Yeah, already
It's
done
not
this.
gonna happen.
Already done
It's
this.
just not for me.
As you can see, I totally forgot to wear my Doctor Strange
Yes,
costume.
he
as
is
promised last
not
week.
Doctor Strange.
I immediately called him out, just so the fans
I
know.
walked in the door and I immediately pointed at him and was like, "Hey!"
Just be. Please, like
was-
this was a very big show to put together.
I'd say the 1 week Matt gets a free pass is certainly
Is
Comic-Con week.
Post Comic-Con week.
Thank you.
Yeah, free
Thank you.
pass.
Hey everybody, we're the Marvel Movie News. This is episode 140. Nice round number for such a big show. Coming to you live from the Scroll home world of Scrollos.
Gross.
That was my favorite news at a Comic-Con.
Yeah, oh my god, we'll get there. We'll get
Yeah,
there.
that was
on our,
nuts.
Yeah, oh my god. On our show, we tell you all the news from all those studios. Why you should be as excited as we are. Subscribe to us on iTunes at Marvel Movie News or find us at youtube.com/Popcorn Talk Network. Also on their website, popcorntalknetwork.com. Follow us on Twitter at Marvel News PTN or at the Popcorn Talk. Also on Facebook.com/Marvel News Show. And guys, if you tweet a link out if you'll tweet a link to our show with a message telling people that it is live and there is a chat and they can involve themselves in it, then Aunt Manthony in the booth will retweet you. So, my name is Matt Key at the Matt Key, joined by me, with me as always. Man, I'm so excited.
You're
in
so
San Diego right now.
excited.
Like I've still got
yeah.
like Black Panther trailers. Like it's been in my head for like 48 hours. I just can't get it out.
This is what the Wired Lounge did for me.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, the Wired Lounge. Joined with me as always, Markia McCarty at MarkeiaMcCarty.
Yes.
I think I got the inflection just right that
Yeah,
time.
I think you did.
Thank you,
there were
Markia.
a couple of fans that tweeted me and they were like, he
Oh,
might
so-
spell it wrong. I like it if he'll live spell it right. Pressure, pressure, pressure.
Yeah, no, I saw that and was like, oh my god, am I gonna spell it wrong tomorrow? Like I tend to get the spelling right. It's just the inflection that I don't get.
Yeah. Funny thing is, Coy was kind of making fun of him
and
us
then said it wrong.
and spelled my name wrong while he was reading it
front
off
of
the
me.
paper.
Yeah, he was reading it off the page and got it wrong. And speaking of Coy, we've got Coy Jandreau at CoyJandreau.
Let it be said, spelling is not my strong suit. I like speaking over spelling.
I got second place in the spelling bee. We also have Aunt Manthony in the booth, as I said earlier. Hi, Aunt Manthony. How are you?
Hello, everybody. How's it going? Comic-Con news coming fast, coming hard.
Oh man, so much to get through. And we also have Colt Badeau tweeting from the Starjammer, as always. Nice guy. I'm sure he's very excited to see Captain Marvel finally coming home. So here's how I thought we would do this. We forgot to talk about New Warriors last week. That's on me.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with there. Okay. Then we're gonna hit all the TV stuff that happened. Talk Doctor Doom, and then we're gonna get into the Marvel panel, and we're gonna go in order.
Okay.
From the Marvel panel. So I don't want you to be upset that we didn't
that's
start with
fine.
Black Panther. I wanted to build that into the way Marvel did it.
Yeah.
So
Black
organically.
Panther has reached such an epic level that it can come at any point in that Marvel panel.
Okay. Yeah. God, I was so.
First, folks, you heard it here.
That is not what was confirmed. That was not confirmed by anybody.
I was legit so upset that like of course I want you both there, but that Black Panther and like they also did the whole like Lawrence Fishburne. We're gonna get to it. But the whole Lawrence Fishburne thing, I was like, why is Markia not here?
I was doing a comedy festival.
No, I know, and I'm glad that you were. And I
It was a
would
great
never.
festival.
I'm sure it was amazing, but like this was one of those where like. Lawrence Fishburne and Black Panther. Anyway, all right. New Warriors cast announcements. They came out last week. New Warriors are going to be, and we've already talked about this, but they're Squirrel Girl, Mr. Immortal, Night Thrasher, Speedball, Microbe, and Debris. We're going to go through it super fast. Squirrel Girl is being played by Milana Weintraub. She's in This Is Us. She's also had a few different appearances in other various shows. You guys familiar with her at all? She's the AT&T girl.
I know her from This Is Us because that show is incredible.
I know her from the AT&T commercials.
Yeah.
We've all heard of Squirrel.
I know her from a small stint that she did in the 3rd season of Silicon Valley, where she was like, she guested in 2 episodes, and she was great.
She's very adorable in this. She's got a very cute.
Yeah,
she's very like perfect.
And like even though I was pulling for Shannon Purser, Barb from Stranger Things.
Oh right.
Speaking of that trailer, whew.
Dude, Kate McKinnon I was pulling for.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she would have been good too. But it's TV. I don't. She's kind of a movie star.
She's
on SNL, but like she's making her way into
busting ghosts.
Into busting ghosts in movies.
Right,
like I'm not saying that she couldn't do it. I'm just saying like I think that
she's going that way.
Her path lies elsewhere.
In the Ghostbusters, the 4 movies that it was, hers was my favorite.
Yep.
I felt like that movie was like a bunch of different scripts. Kate McKinnon was Squirrel Girl for me.
I agree. But she's described in Hollywood Reporter, which is where we got our news, as Dorian Green is a totally empowered fangirl who has the incredible powers of a squirrel. Her greatest quality is her optimism, and her best friend is a pet squirrel named Tippy Toe. All great. And I love the casting for her. I think she's going to be great. And I think she looks the part, has the personality for it. I'm excited to see her. Derek Thaler, who I'm not familiar with, is playing Craig Hollis, Mr. Immortal. His power seems amazing, but he hasn't made use of it at all. He figures if he has all the time in the world, then why do anything heroic? Why rush? There's nothing to do.
A lazy superhero.
But his power is that he can't die. Like literally, he just can't die. You can knock him out, and you can like he can't really take a punch. And if you shoot him in the head, he'll be out for an hour or two. But he just can't die. It's actually a really terrible power. Night Thrasher is being played by Jeremy Tardy from Dear White People. He's taken on the role of Dwayne Taylor, aka Night Thrasher, who is brilliant and noble and maybe a bit full of himself. He's a shameless self-promoter and entrepreneur who also deeply loves justice. So
Night Thrasher is so much fun. He's such a great 90s. He's like he's got a skateboard as his power set. Like Night Thrasher's so much fun.
He's like picture Batman.
Yep.
Take away all the money.
Give him a skateboard.
Picture Kick-Ass. Take away like the fact that he can't feel pain. Night Thrasher.
Nice.
It's pretty great.
I like that. I like that mashup.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, Damien Poitier and I always wanted to make a web series and have him be Night Thrasher. And then we thought about making like a Heroes for Hire where he was Night Thrasher and I was like not Iron Fist. We had this whole elaborate thing. So Damien, big Night Thrasher fan. One day it'll happen.
Oh my God, Damien is Night Thrasher. I think Damien is way too big to be Night Thrasher.
That's why it'd be so funny because like I don't know.
Are we talking about the one that
No.
Somebody else.
No,
okay.
That's Damien Brewer.
Right.
We're talking about Damien Poitier, who was Thanos.
He's
been on the show.
He's a good dude. But
we have to have him.
We've got to get him back. He's great. I love Damien.
That
Damien, if you're watching our show, we love you.
Yes. That and the Storm cosplayer, Alicia. No.
And Angie, I think.
Alicia Marie. I think it's
Alicia Marie. You're right.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to get her on the show. She's great. Sorry that we're speeding through this, everybody, but oh my God, we have so much to talk about. Speedball is being played by Callum Worthy. He will play Robbie Baldwin, the Speedball. He's an impulsive people pleaser with a misplaced sense of confidence who throws kinetic balls of energy that are completely out of control. Wacky.
They go everywhere.
Gonna cause the Civil War, this guy. He did.
No, I know. You're just like, this guy. This guy couldn't start a Civil War.
Man from Brooklyn. This guy's causing wars. I don't know what his problem is. He got some trouble.
So Speedball is basically a human bouncy ball. But I don't know that they're going to have him bouncing all over the place like a gummy bear. I think he's just going to have like these energetic balls that he can throw and they bounce all over the place.
Like gold balls?
Yeah, like gold balls.
Gold balls.
Gold balls.
That character's so
X-Men.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm going very fast. Is there anything that you guys want me to stop and let you like talk about? Like, I'm just speeding through this.
As Speedball's funny, we're good. Like that's his main.
Yeah,
like,
he has to have that comedy thing.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Microbe and Debris are the last two. I'm not as familiar with either one of them, but Microbe is being played by Matthew Moy, Zach Smith. Zach is a shy hypochondriac who has the ability to talk to germs. So it's a little, you would think like, oh, he shouldn't be a hypochondriac. He can actually talk to those germs.
No, he knows they exist.
But he knows how many exist. He hears all their voices. He knows where they are.
He knows your secrets.
But because he can talk to the germs, he can talk to the germs in your brain and be like, where have they been? Where have you been? Like, so you can't hide secrets from him. He knows where you've been at all times. And Debris is Kate Comer. She is Deborah Fields, a.k.a. Debris. Deborah is a proud, funny, quick-witted, confidently out as a lesbian, and a low-level telekinetic. Very low, like, she can move a paper cup.
The show is going to be ridiculous.
She's a bit of a trickster, that one.
Yeah,
and
I know her. She's
Do you really?
Yeah, like I know her. She's an absolutely awesome person in real life.
That's cool.
Kate Comer.
Is she in LA? Can we have her on the show?
Sure. I'll hit her up.
Let's have her on the show. She can come in and tell us all about the show. about her show. Well, not our show. We know about our show. Her show.
What's our show like 140 episodes in? What do we do here?
What's your show like? I want to know that show.
Tell us about it.
What's your show like? All right, so done with the New Warriors. I've talked a lot. I want to stop and again, Squirrel Girl, Mr. Immortal, Night Thrasher, anything you guys want to hit before we get back in the river and roll?
I'm glad it's on Hulu. I know a lot of people won't be able to watch it because it's on Hulu like internationally, but
No, it's on Freeform.
This is
it's on
Freeform.
Freeform?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is Freeform.
Oh, I thought New Warriors was Hulu.
No,
Oh,
that's
well,
that's
that's Runaways.
that's Runaway.
I get those two because
Runaways.
they're both not out yet, so my brain doesn't. I want this to be like
On Hulu.
I want it to be first of all on
Apparently.
Hulu, Change Network. No, but I want it to be like kid friendly. Like I think it'd be good to have like a kid
I think it will
show
be.
that's like
Yeah.
like that type of humor.
on
Like
Freeform.
Speedball's very young, so not Hulu, Freeform, perfect network, perfect.
It is kind of the perfect network.
yeah,
it really
maybe
is.
it's there.
Like this CW from Marvel.
Yeah, no, it's a good fit. It's a good property that they're nabbing. Good fit for this. So yeah, off to
Yeah.
the races.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. There's no other word. They didn't show any footage or anything. But speaking of footage, Fox, who didn't bring a whole lot to this show except for like they had a giant Hall H panel. Fox. Everyone's like, oh my god, Deadpool 2.
That's
Oh my
what I
god,
thought.
X-Men. Oh my god, X-Men. Oh my god.
6 announced like they
New
release
Mutants.
dates that were just not
Yep.
used.
And all they did was talk about Kingsman sequel for
Which
Hall H.
looks great.
Which looks great. I don't know if they need an hour for that.
Fun. I like
Whiskey
that
drinking
Colin
Halle Berry.
Firth isn't dead.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
like that a lot. But I'm a big Colin Firth fan, so
But with Colin Firth is great.
yeah.
But they did bring a trailer for The Gifted, and I thought we could watch that and then talk about it super fast. So, Aunt Anthony, can you play that real quick? And we'll. Oh man, I'm excited to see Polaris. I'm
Polaris
excited.
is-
for.
Yeah,
Polaris and Blink,
Polaris
yeah.
and Blink. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
This trailer
And
already much better.
much better. And
It's interesting that kids do this. Like, oh, we're gonna bully him. We're gonna drag him into the locker room and
I went to
put
a
him
very
under a
different high school
shower.
Yeah.
than every TV show.
Yeah, never stuff like this happened in my high school.
Never really.
I did
drama,
go. I
but-
did like I was in magnet programs. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, I was with a bunch of nerds.
It never happened to me. I never got
drama
into it.
people.
I grew up in Boston, known for its meanness. I didn't experience this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing it either. Let the record show.
So this is where she finds out, oh, my kids are mutants. That's how we got out. She's like, what? Why didn't you tell me?
The production
Yeah.
value already looks better. It doesn't look as inexpensive.
Yeah.
Your father's work. I don't see how that makes you an expert.
I already like the lighting more than on a certain other show we'll cover soon.
Well, and I like that this is dark. Like I feel like this show should be dark. Like this is like they even say later in this trailer like this is a story about a family that doesn't have the resources and all that stuff. Like I think that's great.
And you feel the desperation in this trailer. Like this trailer
Yeah.
gets a lot of that across. It feels like a family drama.
Yeah. It's got a different tone than what it felt like before.
Yeah,
I think we just
agree.
needed to have the footage like together in the right. Like whoever edited the other trailer, I feel like didn't have the tone down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God,
Blink.
Blink looks so good. She looks so perfect.
This is the story of
Yeah,
two
right here.
families
Everyone? Yeah, we're all here.
who came together to protect each other.
I actually love this. I think that is such a smart way to show his power.
Yeah, it totally worked for me.
The ones with resources,
Yeah, not the ones with resources.
but the ones in the shadows.
And the power set is so cool. Like the
so
way they
cool.
utilize
Yeah.
Polaris is great in this trailer.
And it's fun because it's such a callback to was it the first X-Men or the second X-Men where like he kind of attacked all the police and
That was the
Wolverine.
first one.
Was it the first one? I
Think
can't
so.
remember.
Yeah, that was decades ago.
No, yeah, that was like almost 2 decades ago now. But yeah, one of my favorite things about this trailer, other than like they count down like Thunderbird. Oh, it's not
Thunderbird.
Warpath. I thought it was Warpath for some reason. Man,
Yeah, I
hope
like those. Those I'm on
Polaris,
board
yeah,
for.
these are on board. Like Blink. I love this
Blink looks
power,
great.
like where she like throws an apple.
Oh,
That's-
the second X-Men Gamer Girl said, "Thank you, Gamer Girl."
Yeah, Gamer Girl.
The little
Yeah,
sentinels are
get up.
great.
Yeah, and the Struckers. I don't know anything about them, so I kind of don't care.
Yeah.
It's interesting
Like-
that they set up the trailer like, here's some X-Men you know, and some you don't. Like,
Yeah.
the end of the trailer, it's like, here's some names.
Here's ones you know and ones that we totally made up.
Yeah,
But-
you kind of have to wonder if later on, like I guess maybe later season or second season, if they actually get some sort of something that people could cosplay.
Yeah.
That'd
You
be
know,
cool
as
if
them.
they evolve into
If they
like,
actually, you know,
like
an
Coulson's part of the
actual-
universe now, like is in the
Yeah.
comics.
What
He's
about your
important.
girlfriend? You ever burn her?
Yeah, she doesn't care. That's why she's my girlfriend.
Kinky.
Like, Harley Quinn started on a Batman show, and now it's your Harley Quinn. So if they can give characters good enough, I
totally agree.
I
totally
agree.
I really like that trailer a lot. Like I thought that was a good trailer. I thought good idea to watch it.
I enjoy the Sentinels just because I really like that from Minority Report, because it's like, how do you escape from them?
Yeah.
They're like fast like dogs, but small like giant spiders.
Small like giant
Giant
spiders.
spiders.
Small like giant
spiders. Like
so yeah,
a baby's head.
What was your favorite? Like each one of you, what was your favorite and least favorite part of the trailer? Maybe you don't have a least favorite, and that's
Blink
okay.
was my favorite.
So I'm
Blink's
so
my
excited
favorite.
for Blink. Like that's such a cool power. Like portal, like, and she can put him in different places and manipulate it. Oh, it's so
and they
cool.
used it really well in Days of Future Past.
really
I hope
did.
and Bryan Singer did the pilot, so hopefully they use it well here.
Yeah.
My least favorite was actually what we were kind of making fun of. I thought the over traumatized high school experience is just so like it felt so carey, but not in a good way. It felt like it was like stealing instead of homaging. But I overall liked the tonal up. Like I wasn't gonna watch this show straight up, but now I'll give it the pilot.
Yeah, great. Markia?
Cool. I still am of the feeling that I would have rather for the Struckers to be a family that we already knew, or like a mutant that we already knew,
Agreed.
because then we would have that backstory and that feel. And then anybody who didn't know would get to know them and then continue forward for that. So, yeah, that's still going to be my least favorite. But, I'm still going to watch the show.
Yeah.
Just like I'm still going to give Inhumans a chance. I'm going to do it. Because I have hope. And hope is strong.
We'll get to that in a second. The trailer did give me a little bit more hope, but we'll get to that in a second.
It was a better trailer the second time.
It was a better trailer, but still not 100% there for me. But let's. Like I already said, I really love them. How they showed Thunderbird's power, because here's what they could have done. Like what they could have done is just have him like touch the road and be like, "Oh, the cops are on their way. I can hear." Like they didn't have to actually stylize the showing of his power, because Thunderbird is a super strong, very strong fighter and stuff like that, but he also has incredibly acute senses, and he can track, and he knows when they're being tracked and who's tracking them. Very similar to Daredevil in a lot of ways, with like super hearing and smell and all that. He can just also see really far. So I really love that they showed that that he has that power, because they didn't have to do that, and I thought that was cool.
Yes, I like that choice.
Yeah. I also I liked seeing...
Show us, don't tell us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I also liked seeing Andy Strucker, the one kid. I liked, we saw that in the teaser, but just like that, the pain and effort and strain that it took to like rip all those Sentinels apart at the same time. I'm just like, this is visceral. Like I like it. Like I'm on board. I'm on board. I'm not sold, but I'm on board. I'm on board.
It's got a couple of episodes out of me.
Exactly. But yeah, and like I said, I love that they're the ones working from the shadows, the ones without resources. They're the scrappers, the underdogs. I love it. All right, let's get to the Inhumans. Anthony, do you have that pulled up? Can you play that for us? We wanted to watch that real quick if we could. Oh, great. Here we go. So I
like the music that they chose.
I like the music choice. It's a little on the nose, but like I don't hate it.
Yeah.
But
it's got a certain style to it.
IMAX is a good thing to sell.
IMAX is a good thing
and
to
then
sell.
The expansion of the screen was smart. I like the style of like, look at big.
Look at what you could. I love the whoever the eye guy is. I cannot.
Was that a guy?
I thought it was a dude.
I thought it was a female.
I
like the androgyny if it's just anybody.
Wait, September 1st is like 5 weeks away.
Yeah, no, I know.
That's soon. All right.
Comes out like 2 or 3 weeks after
Defenders. Which means the Medusa wig is done, which is not good news.
I actually really love this. Like, they've got these probes, and then they just keep disappearing. Like, oh, our probe's offline, I guess we lost another one, but the Inhumans are taking them all. And Triton doesn't look terrible. They showed him that's the dude in the green.
Yeah.
Now, here's one thing that I didn't like. Orion is working with Maximus.
Yeah.
What is that?
Are you speaking for yourself or for our king?
And the wig doesn't look terrible. It looks like they kind of played with it a little bit.
I'm not sure of the choice in making him like draw his scowl down to his chin in every shot.
Yeah, true.
Karnak looks great.
Karnak looks great. I'm looking forward to Karnak scenes.
Crystal looks good. Lockjaw doesn't look terrible. They're probably putting some finishing touches on his CGI.
Lockjaw looks adorable.
And I actually don't hate the transportation. And the hair, I don't know.
I still don't get why in that other trailer.
Honor me as your new king.
Okay, I think that Medusa says, you're only human here, right?
Maybe not.
You're just a human.
Well, she might not be talking to him. Maybe she's talking to somebody else.
maybe
Maybe they
she's-
splice
yeah.
things together, kind of like they did with the Spider-Man trailer with
Mm-hmm.
Tony
Misleading
Stark and
intentionally.
Spider-Man. So a mislead. It really makes me wonder why in the other trailer where they grabbed Medusa's arms. It's like it's not a big secret unless they have it as a big secret that her hair.
She only uses it in the bedroom. Remember?
No, I like that would be a really weird choice, but I would be fairly certain that they, like, everyone in Adelan knows that the Queen Medusa's hair, like, is...
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the
prehensile.
point of Adelan. It's like, people's powers,
See,
It's
in the
just-
still, it looks great. But I think it looks great in the still, but in motion, it looks a little... It's still a little CGI.
2017, you guys. Like,
It's
we've
what?
evolved. It's 2017.
Yeah,
we can
but
make
this
things
is-
look better than this. IMAX is helping fund it. It's not a straight to DVD Walmart movie. We shouldn't give it all of the benefit of the doubt. Like, this is a Marvel property. If the bubble's gonna burst in superhero-dom, it's because we make garbage. If we want to lose on all the glory we built to, we make this happen, and it happened. Like, I'm not gonna forgive it. I'm not gonna let this affect my world. I want Spider-Man 17. This is gonna stop that.
I will throw in there. I mean, look at Ghost Rider for Agents of Shield. They really did that,
That looked
and they
amazing.
didn't have IMAX money. You know,
Ghost Rider
to
1 in the 2000s had better CGI, and that was a decade ago. What is this?
That's a movie. It's different. They have
movies are
different
totally
mediums,
different.
different
from
films.
TV.
like
we
film
can't
frame
compare
rates,
it to
like-
movie. We really can't.
Yeah,
I've always been of the mind that TVs and movies are separate, and I'm good with them being in the separate.
I'm
world.
okay with it. Like, could the hair look better? It could look 1,000 times better. It could look photorealistic, and every single hair was animated. But
Yeah.
I don't think that they have the budget for that on top of everything else that they're doing. The biggest disappointment that I have is that the one Inhuman that I think that I feel like we actually saw was a Triton and the androgynous person with the eyes. I was like, those are Inhumans to me. Like,
Yeah. I think they're so worried about grounding everything. They're so worried
Stop.
about grounding, and it's like, no,
Stop.
you don't have to ground.
No.
You really don't.
no, like
It's like we can take it. This is post Doctor Strange. This is, Vulture,
Yeah.
flying through the sky. What you do is you ground how the characters interact with the world. Ground that.
Sure.
But give us the visuals.
Yeah, ground their humanity.
Yeah.
Ground their emotion.
Make them relatable in that way. You
Yeah.
don't have to take the fun out of these characters for us to get it.
This is Kirby.
Yeah.
This is one of the most Kirby properties Marvel has, and Kirby was out there. But as long as they're like emotionally true to their humanity, or like their inhumanity, but they're still human. They still have emotions and struggles and conflicts. Ground that. That's great. Ground it. It should be grounded. We want that humanity because that's how we relate to it. But let the visuals fly. Let it be crazy and wacky. Put every single last person in some semblance of weird makeup. Done. Whatever. Put someone in feathers. Put them in a feather suit and give them a human head. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just I want to see wacky, weird nonsense, because that's every Inhuman. Just paint everyone a different color. Fine. Whatever. Make half the population purple. Don't care.
Yeah. Let's get the chick with the doe ears.
Yeah. You gave Spock ears in the 60s. You can't give her doe ears now. Come on.
So
but
for
I'm a
me,
little more sold.
The Gifted sold me harder.
Sure.
The Gifted made me go okay, I'll give that, because these are my two worries, right? I've been talking about how the Gifted Inhumans for camp. For me, now that I've seen her hair move, and now that I've seen Lockjaw in scenes with people, now that I've seen the continuing scout, I'm less sold. Personally,
Really?
now the more I see, the more upset I get, because this is the first IMAX thing, and I'm rarely negative, but I wouldn't pay $25 to go see this. IMAX is expensive, and we needed a good first property to share the screen, big screen and small screen. It looks like this on a behind lights distorted Insignia TV from 2001.
That's a good point.
Do I want to see that
That's a
on
really
a
good point.
50-foot screen?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I can't give everything a carte blanche, because if I say everything's good, then our opinion doesn't matter. If we're just like, yay, happy-go-lucky, and this, to me, I'm sorry for everyone that is upset at me not being optimistic, but you can't be optimistic about everything. You're just naive.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good.
Yeah. With this, they played it too safe. You don't take on Inhumans and then make it this way. Take on a different property. They should have taken on a different property for this. I mean, you have IMAX and you have Inhumans, and then this is what we get. And it's it's so, I don't like to use the term mediocre, but it's like it's so C plus when it could be A minus. At least.
And the comics finally sold me. I always was like, man, Inhumans are just like, they don't have the rights to the X-Men, so they're just doing Inhumans. Like, I finally started reading the Inhumans, and like the comics work, and like there's a great curviness to it, and there's a difference, and like I want people that feel like outsiders to feel welcome. I want people that don't feel like they belong to be. I don't want a show that feels like Diet Coke. Like, it just doesn't feel like it got the brand. And it's not just about the hair, it's not just about the look, it's about the feeling you're supposed to get when you read an Inhumans book. You're supposed to feel like, hey, everyone has a power that's important, everyone has something that makes them welcome, and you're part of a unit, you're part of something, everyone is part of something.
Part of the unit. That's the whole thing with it. You know, your powers come from what the community needs. I mean, bring that forth with it.
Yeah, I love that aspect of the
That's what it is, right? Like, that's the message.
I mean, to be a single person, but to have your spot within this world, it's like, that's so incredibly powerful.
Yeah, like you have your role to fill. And the city, the community has given you that role, and they need you to fill that role.
Specifically. Like, even, that's fantastic.
Even if you're an Inhuman whose power is to like magically clean the floors, like, floors gotta be clean. Do it the best you can. It's like, this is my job. I'm gonna go do the hell out of it. Like, that's what. Anyway, for those of you wondering what we're talking about, in the Inhumans comic book, one of the big things, they live in Atalan, and the needs of the community are served by the process of Terrigenesis. What happens is they go into a chamber, break some crystals, mists come over them. That's where they get their powers. That's they're all born looking human, but when you go through the process of Terrigenesis, you turn into the Inhuman. That's when you get your crazy looks, your wings, your feathers, bone structures, or whatever change.
And you become part of something greater.
But the community says, like, the city as a whole is somehow, like, aware. And it says, oh, well, we need more soldiers. You're now a soldier.
You're a super soldier.
You're a super soldier, and your arms turn into knives that just, like, can throw, like, you know. You're a giant flaming spear. Like, you know. You can fly and shoot things out of your toes, like whatever.
Whatever we need.
Whatever we need.
So you try to hit that Terrigenesis just right. It's kind of like double dutch.
Yeah.
Get in where
it's like timing. It's like timing getting into grounds. Like, it's like, ooh, they have a vacancy. Maybe now's when I do. Maybe now's when I try.
But the thing is, this is the only. I mean, I think we have a packet today, and that's the only negative I got. Like, I'm really happy about.
And you know what? I'm not 100% negative on it. Like, I'm still not 100% on board, and I still have my concerns, but the hair looks all right. Like, it's on IMAX. You have me concerned on that, but
time will tell.
Time will tell. Time will tell. We've got.
Will we be reviewing the IMAX?
Yeah, we probably will.
I won't pay for it.
I might. We might be at Burning Man at that time.
That's true.
September 1st, so.
Well, then I'm not paying for it.
I'm gonna see
I'll use our screening pass.
I'm gonna see a lot of amazing moving hair, but
I will go 3 times on our pass.
Thank you. Let's talk Iron Fist super fast. Season 2 has been renewed. It's a miracle.
New showrunner.
New showrunner though. New showrunner is.
New showrunner.
I know. I hate to bag on Scott Buck. I bet he's a really nice guy.
I bet he is the most awesome person.
I bet he's a really nice guy.
He's probably just super nice and super
he just wasn't the right choice for these properties.
Like, nobody knows him for anything positive. Like, can you imagine being the poor guy that's like, you know what? This is great. I finally got my big show, or a big show. It's gonna be, and now he's
he had Dexter.
But like now he's a meme. Like he's like, no, you know what I mean? To be such a negative. Like, I don't. When the name Scott Buck comes up, there's like a.
Goo. You did Iron Fist and Inhumans?
Yeah. That would be rough.
Us fans are ravenous.
But the new guy, Raven Metzner, is taking over for season 2. He was on Sleepy Hollow, Heroes Reborn, Falling Skies. He also wrote the screenplay for Elektra. And he will be replacing Scott Buck.
That's a good sign. Elektra. Really good cinema.
Sources also told The Hollywood Reporter that Iron Fist is bringing in an entirely new team of writers for season 2. That will be more grounded than the first.
Because the first season was so wild.
So
we
crazy
saw
out there.
dragons, and he
Oh my
hugged a
god!
dragon.
Yeah, he held and he like punched his hand into the
like
heart of the dragon and took the chi.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was in
that.
Kunlun, and we saw that giant, big, mystical. Wait, no, actually, Marquis, I think you and I are.
We're thinking of the comic books.
We're thinking of the comic books. Yeah.
We're thinking of Immortal Weapon.
We just became like.
You went full
you know what?
I'm going to be positive. I've decided.
I said new showrunner.
I purposely put Gifted, Inhumans, and Iron Fist all together to give us a block of.
Hey, Gifted wins out of the three of those.
Gifted wins out, and Iron Fist, like this dude, Sleepy Hollow, Heroes Reborn, like Falling Skies, like the dude
is great.
The dude gets genre, dude, and like maybe they're talking about grounded the way that we mean it, like emotionally, humanity.
Yes, maybe they mean the characters where it's like it's not so. Well, it's not so caricature.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a caricature of a person. It's, like, real human connection.
And Finn Jones has now had another year to train.
Ooh.
Right? Look at the Defenders trailer, which we'll get to.
Ooh.
He looks like he can move. There's, like, 3 shots of Finn Jones moving that doesn't look like he's doing the robot. And that means that when he does season 2, like, you know what I mean? He looks like he can
Presumably
move
he will have finally, like, kind of got into it,
the poor guy had, like, a couple days per shot. And
they're like, here's a month. Go learn karate.
Yeah. Because martial arts is like a
thing.
Yeah. So I'm excited for him because I feel like he got a lot of slack in the first season that was because of timing. So I'm curious how he does with time. But even still a year for martial arts.
And then, do we have it in here where Misty Knight and the such? Do we have that in here with the Iron Fist stuff?
No. What's the Misty Knight news?
Misty Knight is joining in on Iron Fist.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, I saw an article somewhere where it's like, so there's a possibility of her and Colleen Wing having some time together.
Oh,
I didn't realize that it wasn't. I'll find it and tweet it.
See if you can look it up real quick while I ask Coy. Live chat, do we have anything that we need to talk about? Or on Twitter, anyone saying anything?
People are excited about the new showrunner. People love Falling Skies. People think that there's a lot of hope for Iron Fist 2. People think that I do
feel that too.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I'm so excited for Iron Fist season 2 because it is even if you liked Iron Fist the first season, it's still pretty universally agreed it's the weakest of the 4. So why not make the weakest link stronger?
Yeah.
So
stronger, sure.
People think I was being too negative on the Humans. That's my opinion. And I think that the Gifted, everyone universally agrees that was a better trailer.
Good.
Yeah, here it is. She's the next season of Netflix's Iron Fist is going to be a heck of a lot more interesting. Marvel confirmed that they are bringing in Luke Cage's Misty Knight, Simone Missick.
That's awesome.
This is on, I always pronounce this wrong, IO9.
IO9,
yeah. So an IO9.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was confirmed at the Defenders panel at San Diego Comic-Con.
Whoa.
So,
how did I miss that? That was like in none of the articles that I read. Like, because I wasn't at the Defenders panel, like I couldn't get there because I was at another one. But
yeah, they say there's a possibility that Misty will serve as a bridge between the worlds of Iron Fist and Luke Cage.
Oh, so cool. So cool. Maybe we'll get Fearless Defenders.
That it'll be a meetup during the events of the Defenders or right after the Defenders. But
cool.
Yeah. Possible Daughters of the Dragon, y'all.
Let's move into Punisher real quick. Where at the Defenders panel, they revealed that a bit of a trailer for the Punisher. They haven't released it yet because they hate all of us. That's my conclusion. I can't confirm
it's something
that.
Personal.
Yeah. It's got to be personal that they hate me. But I do have from Deadline their summary of it. In the video, we see John Bernthal as Frank Castle. He's playing guitar with his daughter, and then we see him on the warpath, taking out bikers. Here's how they say it: taking out bikers in rural Alabama, sniping a drug lord in Juarez, Mexico, from a perch in El Paso. Like, so he's in El Paso, on a building, looking across the border to Juarez, and takes a guy out. Then lastly, we see him beating the Almighty. This is how they say it. Lastly, we see Bernthal beating the Almighty out of a sleazy business guy in a JFK airport bathroom stall.
Yes.
Oh, man. How much of the Almighty was in that business guy? Because he apparently got all of it.
He got all of it out. Yeah, there's no more Almighty left in that guy. He was sleazy, so probably not a lot, but he still got it all out. So
what I read was that, like, how R-rated the footage was. And, like, how just, like, dark. I mean, we had, like, PG-13 bordering on R a lot, but this sounds, like, brutal.
This is just, like, deal with it.
Doom is in the live chat.
Doom
what?
Hey, Doom.
What's up, Doom?
Yay.
Doom.
If Doom waits 2 stories, it'll be very important for Doom.
Yes. It will be Doom time.
I saw him down in San Diego. He was down there with the Geek and Sundry team. And he was super excited.
It
for
was
the
so fun.
Dr. Doom film.
Ran into him on the street. And it was like,
little family reunions of Doom.
It was a fun time.
So let's talk Punisher real quick. What do you guys think of the footage and like is there a story from the comics? Like I'm not super familiar with the Punisher.
I thought they were going to go like War Journal or something that was like, because that's very serialized and it works. And they might still, especially with the disc at the end of Daredevil Season 2. I don't think there's any specific story that is integral to Punisher in the way that like Gwen Stacy's integral to Spider-Man. Or like, you know what I mean? When I think of the Punisher, I don't think of like one. Because he's got a very general...
He lost his family and he went on the warpath.
There's a lot of things you can do with Punisher. Like there are better stories than others, but overall, I don't. You know what I mean? So I think
they could have some free license.
Yeah, they can really do what they need to do.
Like
that's why Guardians worked so well because Guardians didn't like stick to one arc. Guardians just like James Gunn just went nuts. So I think Punisher is a similar thing. You can just go.
Because I remember, as a kid, reading it, and I don't remember anything really specific, but just being completely on board. I'm like, yeah, kill them. They deserve it.
You were mean.
And Darkness was born on that day.
Do you guys want to hear what my favorite Punisher books were when I was a kid?
Oh, please.
They are the lamest but most awesome
like Punisher
books.
Goes on Vacation.
No.
Punisher and Doctor Strange talking over tea.
No. That would be. I would read the hell out of that. No, it was his armory, and it was just lists of all the weapons he had. I would read those religiously. I would get to the
shameless cop out to sell a book. Like, what if we just list guns?
Yeah,
just like
no, but like they had like diagrams of all the guns, and they had like they would be like, it's an AR-15 and it does this and it does this, and Punisher's outfitted it to do this, this, and this, and here's his war van, and I was like, yeah. Like I was like all about blueprints and tech specs. Like that was
That
if my mom and dad are watching, you know.
This is why he practices mystical arts every night with his diagrams and
With my diagramming specs,
that reminds me that like there's a Zelda book. It's a hardcover and it's this beautiful.
The green one?
Yeah, but inside it's just artifacts. And it's just like art and artifacts. We're like,
I would be all about that. Like I so many like the friends who know me really well, like Jack Conway, who's been on our show a few times, loves making fun of me for how much I love libraries. He's like
libraries are
awesome.
No, but like if I'm playing a video game and I discover like what is Skyrim? Like when I'm in that game,
read everything.
I like go to the library.
There's trophies for that. You unlock accomplishments.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you.
You have free time in the city. You go to the library and explore.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Yeah,
and
then plus, when you read the books, you get the knowledge and you unlock like
you unlock spells.
There you go.
And there's no storage issues. I love returning books to the library because I got all the knowledge without the space take up.
Also, I like to know the lore and mythology of the game that I'm playing, even if it takes me 3 hours of reading.
I think both of you were talking about digital, and I was talking about actually.
But I actually go to the library like once a week.
Yeah, your Pasadena library is gorgeous.
Yeah. Pasadena library is great. All right, let's get into the Defenders. Hope that's not annoying to everyone else because it just annoyed me. Let's watch the trailer. Anthony, pull it up.
It only works if both sides believe they're the good guys.
Yes.
The truth is,
Sigourney Weaver,
we're not so different.
Oh my God,
We fight to get back what was once ours.
She says this line.
See, he's moving. Look at him move.
Yeah. And I like that he was just taking out everybody in the conference room. Like he punched a woman. That happens.
That jump punch is so great.
It's just a city. You'll get used to watching them fall.
Oh, that's the best line ever. God.
It's like, how is she not like Mephisto?
Oh, I know.
How is she not? Who says that and hasn't lived forever?
Infinity Scarf mask is gold.
Yeah, and I. No, that's shrimp. That's pork.
Oh, this guy's got pork.
You're so weird.
Seeing it all together is so great.
It's so rewarding.
We get 8 hours of this.
I just love this restaurant that people walk in and they're like, "Oh no, you're gonna eat. Here, sit down. You're gonna eat."
I have the feeling that Danny Rand had pre-arranged that. Like, hey, we're all gonna show up, have food ready for us,
he did
make
that
everything.
in Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is probably the restaurant he orders takeout from.
Holly. There we go.
That's my theory.
Makes sense.
Oh, Trish Walker there. Like, what's going on? Oh,
and this guy, what's his name? I keep on calling because I keep on calling him Whistler, and that's not.
From Blade?
Yes.
Christopherson.
Yes. Yes.
I think this trailer shows us all the stuff we need to be excited without giving much of the story away. And this is like weeks out. I still don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I like that it looked like Daredevil was like, oh, I'm not Daredevil anymore. And then here is like, hey,
nice
here are my
ears.
horns.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it doesn't take any of the buzz away from seeing them all fight side by side like I was afraid it would either.
Yeah.
I'm still just as amped.
You formed a kind of bond.
Kind of bond. I love it.
Oh. I like that she's like in Colleen's dojo there.
The yellow hoodie still plays for me so well.
Oh, so well, yeah.
Saw Jessica Jones, she had the Infinity Scarf on, so that had to be giving it to Daredevil.
Or maybe she got it back. Oh, and I love that it's hot and he's still just like, I can cover it.
Glad we found each other.
I'm not giving you a hug.
I'm not hugging you.
It's so good. So good. I love this. And she's
Everyone's so on brand this entire
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
If you want grounding, this is grounded as in character specific.
Well, this is underground. They're in the subway.
Oh, get out!
Hey, get out!
Get
Thank
out!
you, Markia. Thank you.
Get out of here!
Get out!
Pause hesitation where you both didn't believe I actually said it. Like,
I was like, he did not.
Yeah, you
He
did.
did not.
Jokes. I'll be out here with it.
So everyone in the audience and those of you like listening on iTunes, just so you know, the reason that we're talking over the trailers, like we would just play the trailer and let you do it, but the reason we do that is because if we don't, they'll take our video down.
Yep.
Because they'll think that we're like trying to sell their video or whatever. It's not that at all, but the YouTube algorithm will find it. So don't be too annoyed with us. We are allowed to do that because we talk over it. So
the two little snippets that came out after Comic-Con, did you see the there's like a Daredevil scene where he's talking to the priest?
Confession, yeah.
Oh. And then the scene, the video of Kristen Ritter, Danny, and then Mike Coulter's in the back in the taxi and they're singing. They're like, so the radio's on.
I didn't see that one.
The three of them are just hanging out at Comic-Con and there's like a karaoke video of them singing and then Mike Coulter's in the back not singing, but then he just turns the light on and he's like nodding along. It's the most on-brand Luke Cage thing I've ever seen. In the back, and he just goes click and just like,
oh yeah.
and just Mike Coulter wearing the hat is Luke Cage.
So like it was the three actors in a car?
Yeah. Like in San Diego hanging out and Mike Coulter just with like a hat. It's so good.
Oh, that's
Find
awesome.
it. It's great.
That's so great.
I like it when Mike Coulter just Mike Coulters himself.
Yeah, he's so good at
Mike Coultering.
So let's get into it.
It looks perfect.
Fantastic tone.
Yeah,
I mean, all the
it's dead on.
characters are definitely there. They're grounded in the sense that, you know, that they are relatable in what they are. Like, oh my God. I love that Jessica Jones is like kind of just this mess. I love that she's just this mess.
Perfect.
And that she's, you know, now she's part of this team. And it's like, I don't want to be part of this team. I barely want to be me kind of a thing. So
like
you feel that.
The part in the elevator at the very beginning where like she's like walks through the elevator's doors close on her and she like gets jostled with her coffee. That is the most Jessica Jones I've ever seen where she's like, oh, come on. Like in that one moment, I'm like, I know it, like if I didn't already know who this character was, I know exactly who she is now. You know, like and it's such a simple, stupid know-nothing moment. But like for the characters, like, yep, that's her. Like the world is kind of always conspiring against her in a way.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then Danny Rand is a nice juxtaposition for the dynamic.
And how serious everyone is. Like
everybody else is so serious. Well, they've been doing it for a lot longer than he has, you know. So
well, and he like
and then been doing it in the real world.
Yeah, he's lived in like a weird fantasy world, like of the weird fantasy world of Kunlun. He's been away. You know, and now like so like there's an element of like I think of like Arrested Development with him on top of the fact that he's a billionaire playboy. Like he's got all the money in the world and he has Arrested Development, so he's a bit of a kid.
And the comedy from each of them is so different.
Yeah.
Like just it's like Mike Coulter's so stoic, and then like the Catholic guilt humor of Daredevil and Jessica Jones being just a mess. Like and Iron Fist, like the lightness of him really play, and the trailer really shows that. Without once again, we don't know who Sigourney Weaver is. We don't know how Stick is involved. Like we don't know what Elektra's doing. I love how we are going. It's like 3 weeks away, and we don't know much.
Yeah, I actually really love the campaign for this because, like you said, we don't.
Yeah, I'm telling you, she has to be like a demon. She has to be. She has to be. Where she's like, who says that?
I think
who says you're going to get used to seeing cities fall.
Well, I think she's like. I mean, she's an immortal. So let me get into this real quick because this might kind of throw some stuff in there. At Comic-Con, they premiered the first episode. They surprised everyone. They're like, hey, thanks for coming to the panel. We're going to answer a few questions, make a couple of announcements. Also, here's the whole first episode.
Nice.
Just by the way, which is so awesome. I was not there, sadly. I forgot. I think this was Friday night, so I was probably getting ready for the Eisners and all that stuff. But I went on to a Deadline and found their stuff on it, their summary. It starts. Here's where it starts. By the way, spoilers. If you don't want to know anything, stop listening for like 2 minutes.
2 minutes exactly.
2 minutes exactly. Set your timer. It opens with a fight scene in a wet tunnel as Iron Fist and Jessica Jones try to save an injured Punisher from the Hand. And that's all before the opening credits.
That's awesome.
Like, what? They're already, like, what?
Yeah.
What? So that's cool. Then from there, they get opening credits. It goes into hungover Jessica Jones dealing with her life. Luke Cage is just out of prison. And they described him as having a very well-received carnal reunion scene with Rosario Dawson's Claire.
Hey, he just got out of prison. What you gonna do?
Gotta do it.
You gotta get some coffee.
It's important to go out for coffee after prison.
Oh my God, I totally forgot it. Oh, well done. Well done, Markia. Matt Murdock is having a hard time. He's given up being Daredevil, and as we saw, like, he's having a hard time with the Catholic guilt of losing Elektra, not being the vigilante anymore. And then we find out Sigourney Weaver's antagonist, Alexandra, is suffering from a fatal disease that is causing her organs to collapse at a rapid rate. And it's leading the wealthy character to speed up her allegiance with the Hand.
And you know why that is? Because a demon has infested her body.
Entirely possible.
And
entirely
that's why.
possible. I think she probably has a similar situation to Wendell Vaughn. Geez, that's Quasar. I'm getting it wrong.
You're talking about Iron Fist.
Iron Fist. The
Wendell.
Oh my God, Rand.
Wendell Rand? No, Wendell.
Oh my. Anyway.
I knew before.
Yeah,
I knew
now that like
chat
now
room.
I'm on the spot, like I'm gonna lose it. This is like being on
Wendell.
Jeopardy. Everyone like when you get answered the questions from home,
I'm
you're
even-
just like, I know
I'm
these. This
even
is easy, but then you
picturing
get in the pressure.
Go in
like,
the Schmoes Know and feel those pressures.
Yeah. I'm even picturing in the comic book where you have
Yeah.
Iron Fist like go into like the whole gauntlet of doom
Yeah.
to get to Wendell Stark. No, Wendell.
Harold
Meacham?
Meacham. Thank you. It's not even
I
Wendell.
win Jeopardy.
It's Wendell. I think maybe that was the kid. Ward.
Is it
Anyway,
Wendell Meacham?
I don't know. I don't even know where Wendell came
Ryan
from.
Perry's going Meacham.
Meacham.
Harold Meacham. Got it.
Thank you.
Boom. Thank you.
But a possibility is in that resurrection thing. Got
Yeah,
it.
like I think that's probably who she is, and I think we might find out that she's like an ancient character or something like that.
Yes.
And a character that we know.
like Mephisto.
But I do think that they're trying to summon like maybe the Beast of the Hand, and she wants to be the recipient of it. Maybe I don't know.
I like that.
But yeah, I'm excited for it. Anything else you guys want to say? Like the fight
In
scenes. The fight
spoilers.
scenes look
In-
amazing.
in
like
spoilers?
in spoilers. Fight scenes look amazing. Like Daredevil looks great. Elektra looks great.
Tone looks great.
Tone looks great. It's all dead
the
on.
first
Dead
4
on.
episodes are out, and people, critics have been reviewing them not so hot, but I will wait until I see it myself.
Yeah.
This one's got a season out of me.
Yeah. I mean, I'll watch the whole thing.
I'm gonna watch this season.
It's 8 episodes. I'll watch the whole
Yeah.
thing. I watched
On
all of
the
Iron
18th,
Fist.
I
I
will
watched
be
all of
watching
Iron
all of
Fist. Yeah, I'll watch all of it. Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom!
What? And what might be some of the most surprising...
Doctor Doom.
Doom! So they did a Legion panel.
Right?
Noah Hawley is the showrunner on Legion and the creator
Noah
of...
Hawley.
Legion, by the way, if you're not watching it, is one of the best hero shows on TV.
It's fantastic.
It is amazing.
They really knock it out of the park. And then also see our episode 125 where we have Alan Kessler on and he like breaks down Legion for us.
Yeah.
That's
I
near
love-
the end of the episode.
I love Alan Kessler. He's such a font of knowledge. He
Yes.
is intimidating.
Yeah, he was throwing the knowledge all around.
Oh my God, he's one of the most intimidating men I've ever met in terms of what he knows. I mean, I could totally take him in a fist fight, but
Okay.
as if
Well,
A, I actually
okay.
could, and B, it would ever happen.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, probably take him in a fist fight, but
No,
not a cosplay off.
Not a
since you
cosplay off.
always forget.
I don't always forget.
So
Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom. They're doing this panel on Legion, and then he goes, "Oh, by the way, my next big project is Doctor Doom for Fox as a film."
But by the way,
like Fox has a giant 1 hour panel. No X-Men, no, like, they're like, we brought Kingsman, and
Casually
everyone's like,
drops.
all right, and then he's like, by the way, I'm doing a movie, Doctor Doom, and everyone's, what? It's like the biggest news for Fox.
It's the biggest surprise.
And it's probably the biggest, like, I mean, we all knew
that
like we were going to get the
Carol
Wasp.
Danvers
Yeah.
news, the two biggest things out of comic.
Yeah, that whole 90s thing, like, which we'll get there.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Oof, man, I was like, and like, what are the ramifications? Like,
I'm just like, why? What? But why in a good way?
Yeah.
You know, it's like out of all the characters, like,
Yeah.
you know what?
Well,
I really want to do Doctor Doom. And it's like, no, we're gonna have a Doctor Doom movie.
You need to reboot the franchise every 3 years to keep the rights. We've seen it done with the teen heartthrob thing. We've then seen it done dark and gritty. We haven't seen it from the perspective of like probably the most iconic character in the Fantastic Four universe. Like Doom is integral.
oh, I mean,
to
outside
Marvel.
of the Fantastic Four.
I mean, yeah. Remember the kid rumor, like the 2 kids? Like, no. This
I
is
still
what
think that's a possibility.
I've seen Spy Kids. I don't need it. I think that this movie, with the Doctor Doom perspective, is like Stan Lee's even said he's not a villain. Like this character has so much going on right now. He's Iron Man. Plus, like it's 2017. What better time to tell a story about a guy that's a dictator leading his country to shame and shambles that feels pretty on point to what life is. So I'm thinking it's like the right time to tell the story. Like a narcissistic TV host that running a country is a thing we have to deal with. Now's the time. I think it's a good move. I mean, I'm excited.
Yeah, and the fun thing with Doctor Doom is like he has all of this money and all of this technology and stuff, but he won't even pay the debts that he has.
Nope.
Like he once sniffed Luke Cage for $200.
Once again, very topical. I'm saying there's a lot of things that parallel real life, you guys. Call your senators. Keep healthcare. It's terrifying.
That is terrifying.
I'm excited for the Doom. Like I have no idea. Like
Yeah,
you know what?
I hope they do it in the sense that like he isn't a villain. He doesn't see himself as a villain. He sees that his acts are extremely like logical for the situation that they're in. Kind of like Mr. Sinister. And I can totally go off on a Mr. Sinister rant again.
No, we don't have time. We don't have time.
But he could do that.
He's such a good character. And Noah Hawley's brilliant.
Yeah. What's funny is that all Noah Hawley said was like someone asked him like what's your next project, and he just goes 2 words: Doctor Doom. We could do a whole half hour on just that. What are they doing? Where's Fox going? Like,
yeah, what storyline?
It's just like,
what are the other characters?
We still haven't even gotten to the Marvel panel yet.
And
like,
this guy interpreted a character like Legion and made it linear enough to follow. What he could do with a super genius, mystical Doctor of Doom, and like Fargo is brilliant. How do you even begin to make a show about it? Oh wait, 3 brilliant seasons. Like Noah Hawley's a smart man. I'm so excited for his Doom.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. So
and it'll be visually arraying because you know he'll do that.
Very. All right. So. Before we get into all the Marvel stuff, we do need to acknowledge one of our sponsors, Blue Apron. They are the #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the country. Mission is to make incredible home cooking accessible to everyone, and they achieve this by supporting a more sustainable food system, setting the highest standards for ingredients, and building a community of home chefs. They believe that cooking together builds strong family bonds. Research shows that Blue Apron families cook nearly 3 times more often. And those who spend a lot at restaurants or at high-end grocery chains can now spend under $10 per person for a delicious meal. Their upcoming meals are seared chicken and creamy pasta salad with summer squash and sweet peppers, creamy shrimp rolls with quick pickles and sweet potato. I don't know what is a quick
pickle. I don't know. It'll describe it in the recipe.
Yeah, I think it's a cucumber, right?
Probably.
I don't know. Now I can't. I need to go look it up because I haven't eaten lunch today, so like this is making me incredibly hungry. Fresh basil fettuccine pasta with sweet corn and cubanelle pepper, and chili butter steaks with Parmesan potatoes and spinach. All sounds delicious. So please check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals for free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/Marvel. You'll love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron, so don't wait. blueapron.com/Marvel. Blue Apron, better way to cook. All right, let's get into the Marvel panel.
Yes, fun fact, in the chat room, Doom was speaking in all caps.
Oh,
and
yeah, of course he
Doom is heading back to work, but he made it for the Doom part.
Thank you, Doom.
Thank you, Doom.
Did he have anything to add to that before we get into Ant-Man?
I think just
a lot of caps.
Just like a bunch of
leave it
screaming.
before Ant-Man. Poor Doom.
Aww.
Kind of like death in Terry Pratchett novels.
Oh, shit. All right, so please feel free to interrupt me because
Okay.
No, I say that because since I was the only one there, like, no, I want you to.
No,
like,
we're interrupting you right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, Markia with your dad jokes. A girl can have dad jokes, right?
Yeah.
But are they mom jokes or like?
I think
is
of
there...
them as big sis jokes.
Oh,
Yeah,
because
I'm a big sister and I tell really bad jokes to my little brother. Big sis.
All right, so but no, for real, like, because I'm just like, since I was the one there, I'm gonna be the one like, here's all this information, and just like stop me if you're like, whoa, stop, like,
got it.
I want to say something, I have an opinion. So it starts off, and if you've ever been to Hall H or know anything about it, a lot of times what Marvel will do is they will summarize the entirety of their Marvel Cinematic Universe up to that point. And they've done it creative ways in the past, sometimes just through like clips or whatever, just edited together like 5-minute video. This time they had Paul Rudd acting as Paul Rudd and Michael Pena acting as Michael Pena, sitting at a table directly addressing the audience. And they were like, so here's what happens. Robert Downey Jr., and they hold up a picture of Chaplin. They're like, so this guy, he starts it all. And they just kept holding up stupid props like that. And they explain the entire universe. They get to, when they get to Spider-Man, they're like, yeah, Spider-Man, he's swinging around, whatever, who cares? They get to, when they get to Ant-Man, they're like, Ant-Man. Now there's a movie. There's a movie. Like, but they had like some great moments, and it was, and it went on for like 3 minutes, and the audience was like just loving it. And we're all sitting there going, they're summarizing the cinematic universe, and then they're probably going to start with some Ant-Man news. That'll be fun. And then at the very end of that, like 3 to 4 minute MCU summary, Paul Rudd leans on the table and goes, and that's all you need to know in order to play the Wasp. And then the camera switches and you see Michelle Pfeiffer sitting there, and that's how they made the announcement.
That's so charming.
It was the best. It was like so fun. Like Marvel was like, we know how we usually start, so we're going to start that way, but in a clever way and with an announcement.
That's fantastic.
Oh, you're so good at this, Marvel.
That's
how fun.
And she sits there and she just like kind of looks at me and goes, I don't know. It sounds kind of dumb. Like she's not sold. And then Evangeline Lilly comes in and goes, hey, Michelle, I know how you're feeling. I felt the same way, but it's actually a lot of fun. And then Michelle Pfeiffer looks up at her and goes, oh, because I have experience with like this kind of stuff, and the suit is never comfortable. And Michelle Pfeiffer's like, or Evangeline Lilly says, oh yeah, I know how that can be, but these suits are actually, I've tried my suit on, it's great. It's actually really comfortable. She goes, really? Well, tell me more. And like they walk off, and then it goes back to Paul Rudd and Michael Pena, just like, that's all it took. Like, and then it like goes into the panel.
That's adorable.
So yeah,
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, then Kevin Feige came out and made a few more announcements about Ant-Man and the Wasp. But let's talk about it. Michelle Pfeiffer is playing Janet Van Dyne.
Perfect.
Nice.
She is married to Michael Douglas. Perfect.
Lucky man.
Perfect. So Janet Van Dyne, and Hank Pym were the original founders of the Avengers. They were on the original team in Avengers #1. And she is sort of like a wealthy heiress. She kind of has a lot of money to her name. I think
she is a badass.
She's a total badass.
Yes.
She has the exact same powers as Ant-Man. I mean, we saw a little bit of it in the movie, but for those of you who don't know, she has the exact same power set as Ant-Man in terms of her wearing a suit, but she has wings that allow her to fly. And she also has like a wasp sting. She kind of like can shoot energy from her hands and kind of, that stings. But it's a little bit more than that, especially when she's bigger. It's kind of like a repulsor ray.
Yeah.
But she can do that, and she's stuck in the quantum realm, and they're going to go save her, it sounds like. I will say that they immediately followed that announcement with some previs and concept art stuff, and it looks, guys, it looks good. It looks really fun. Like I love Ant-Man, like he's fun. He's not like my #1, like can't wait for this movie. But after seeing this, I was like, oh man, like that's just one more movie I'm even more excited for. And
it's in between some crazy heavy hitters. Like this movie's got
I'm
glad that
Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, 4th Avengers film.
Like
into Phase 4,
and they talked about how it's going to stay grounded. And once again, it's going to be its own little corner of the universe. And I like how the director was like, "This is our world. It's going to be," and I like that because the Paul Rudd movie, it felt like a Paul Rudd movie. Like it's got its own flavor to it. I'm glad they're not trying to really change that.
So let me go through some of the previous stuff that I did see that was really fun. I'm absolutely positively convinced that she's living in the quantum realm and that there's a world there. Like some of the concept,
there has to be.
Like some of the concept art that I saw was like, oh, that looks like an alien planet sort of thing. Like I bet they go to rescue her from a world where she's been stuck. like the
or
microverse
she's
in the
trying to
comics.
save the world in some way. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, you don't think I could figure this out for myself? I've got to take care of this first.
Yeah, I got to take care of this world first. Yeah. So I thought that was really cool. Two moments that stood out, and I've seen a few other websites report on it, but so like they stood out to everyone. There's a part where there's a little Hot Wheels size van driving down the street, and it drives under a car and then grows big and like knocks the other car over. I was like, that's a smart use of it.
That's adorable.
We also saw Michael Douglas as older Hank Pym, like in the movie, like the movie age that he is, in a suit. So it looks like he puts the suit back on. So we have OG Ant-Man.
In a suit, not a business suit.
No, not a business.
Okay.
OG Ant-Man, new Ant-Man, and the new Wasp all going, I think, into the quantum realm together to save.
That's a lot of Ant-Men.
That's a lot of shrinking and growing. On top of Bill Foster, Goliath.
Larry
Yes! This part.
Lawrence Fishburne. Oh my God. Like,
Fishburne
I
is
immediately
part of the
texted
MCU.
you. I
You
immediately
did.
texted you. He was like, oh, Marquis got to know this. Now I can tweet it. But Marquis needs to know first.
I was like, what? They've got him as Goliath? It's like,
Goliath.
yes! He exists in the MCU.
Yes, so exciting. But real quick before I get to that, they also showed a scene of like, it was a busy kind of city street, and you see like some big buildings off to the side, and you see kind of an alleyway. And then you see Ant-Man, but as Giant Man, like lean out into the street, like he's trying to hide between the buildings. And like you hear like, meh, but like he's like 4 stories tall. He's just like, can anyone see me? Like, it was super funny. So yeah, Bill Foster, Dr. Bill Foster, is Goliath. And the early runs on the Avengers, Hank Pym got stuck in Giant Man form. He was 15 feet tall, couldn't get out of it, was stuck that big. Bill Foster's the one who helped him get out, but he's a brilliant biochemist, and in the process of doing that, he also learned how to become Giant Man. He can't shrink, but he knows how to increase his mass and go back to normal. So
yeah, and he's the character that, you know, self-made man kind of a thing. Came from, you know, the dire straits. Yep, all that fun stuff. The reason why I know this character is because he runs into Luke Cage, Power Man, and helps him. God, what was it? The Circus of Pain? Circus of Crime. Thank you. Yeah, and it had. It was just a. It was so weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
It was weird.
Circus of Crime is a weird one.
Comic books are a hell of a drug.
True. Sadly, Goliath died in the events of Civil War when he was killed by Android Clone Thor, which is one of the weirdest choices
Android Clone Thor, indeed.
That's the name of my improv group, by the way. Android Clone Thor.
Hey, everybody, I need a suggestion from the audience, not a comic book hero. So, yeah.
You know, that Speedball guy. Started Civil War.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
So, yeah, it all comes back to Civil War.
There you go.
So we don't know anything about that, but we do know that we now have the possibility of having 5 size-changing heroes. Like, what kind of sequence can we get with that? Like, that's... Like the...
Because they made it so crazy in Civil War. Just that one sequence in Civil War was so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm
How
excited.
about something really interesting? One of them becomes so giant, they realize that our world is a quantum world for something else.
That's how we meet Galactus. Fantastic Phase 4.
Boom! I'm bigger than Galactus. I killed my planet. Sorry.
Done. Into it.
So they also there's 2 other characters that I want to go over. Hannah John Kamen is playing a character named Ghost. Ghost is not in the comics too much, but Ghost is a saboteur who can turn themselves invisible or intangible, and they can also do that to anyone around them, but only because of a suit. It's not a natural ability. They have a technology similar to like Ant-Man or Iron Man where they wear a suit and they can, now I'm invisible and intangible. No one knows I'm here. I'm stealthy. And so is this other person that I'm with.
Oh, and she talks like that, does she?
Yep.
So Matt reads all the comics.
They all sound like this.
They also, a lot of high-tech weapons, hacking tools and stuff like that. Corporate espionage is their specialty. So,
but the fun corporate espionage, you know, like the Black Widow corporate espionage.
Cool corporate espionage.
Yes.
Like Kitty Pryde, when she phases through stuff and messes up tech, stuff like that.
Yeah, but she doesn't have that natural ability.
Or like Spectrum shrinking down and going into the computer system.
Yeah.
Because she's electric.
Super cool. Yeah, a bit more of an anti-hero, kind of like can be a hero, can be a villain, kind of depending on who's paying a bit.
Nice. Fun character.
Yeah, and that'll be cool because we also have Walton Goggins playing Sonny Birch.
Incredible actor.
Who is so there's Sonny Birch. Hey, Sonny. Sonny Birch works with Darren Cross from Cross Industries. You might remember him as Yellow Jacket in the original movie. And he's basically a corporate shill. So it's most likely Cross Industries fell apart. He is now trying to sabotage Pym Industries in some way, while the Pym family and Scott Lang is trying to rescue his wife. So it looks like it's probably going to be a battle on two fronts sort of thing. So, yeah, that's all the information we got from that. And then Kevin Feige was like, then we have another movie called Captain Marvel. Boom! And they show this. The audience loses their minds.
Nice.
And as if that wasn't enough, he then goes on to say, you've heard rumors that Samuel L. Jackson is in this movie. I can confirm that he is.
Yes!
I can also confirm that he will have both eyes. That's how he said it. He'll have both eyes. And then he goes, because it takes place in the early 1990s, and the villain is the Skrulls.
That is so much information. Phase 4 is totally different now.
Confirming Skrulls.
That's
completely different.
Secret identity.
It's awesome.
Like, it's all happening.
It's a whole different flavor for this movie, and that's great.
Well,
we want these movies to have a different taste in this, and that's the tone.
Yeah.
That's the tone, and they got the tone.
They got it.
Secret Invasion's happening, guys. I'm calling it.
Yes.
Everybody's calling it. The internet's calling it. But Secret Invasion's happening.
Secret Invasion.
Who's a Skrull?
Yeah, well, you know
Are you a Skrull?
Nick Fury. Skrull.
Nick Fury.
Iron Man.
Skrull.
Captain
Everyone's
America.
a Skrull.
Beard. Skrull.
So that's why when Thanos kills them all, we won't be sad. Because then they'll
he
wake
just
up
killed
in
them
their
as a
chamber.
Skrull.
Yeah.
Everyone's a Skrull. And I'll be like, wait a minute. And then we find out that entire Earth is a Skrull.
Quicksilver in the Avengers was a Skrull.
He was a Skrull.
We actually get Quicksilver from Fox, brings back X-Men and Fantastic Four, Fantastic Phase 4, thanks to Skrulls. I'm gonna see how many times I can just write in Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Phase 4.
Just making it happen.
There you go.
All because of Skrulls.
Yeah. Everybody's a Skrull except for Peter Parker. He dies for real. Sorry.
He does.
Sorry, but Miles Morales comes back. We still have Spider-Man, just Miles Morales.
It's fine. It's fine. He's not a Skrull.
Not a Skrull. No,
Not
Miles is a Skrull.
Damn it.
Everyone's a Skrull.
Speedballs turn Civil War. Skrull.
No, but what is so funny? Look at that. Like this is a snapshot of the concept art that they showed. I don't know if she's fighting a Kree sentry there or if she's fighting a Skrull. It's hard to tell. And I was off in what they call the press cage. I'm off to the side, just like I think I can see that. So Kevin Feige then went on to interview with IGN. And said, we thought it would be fun to... There's an entire section of our comics that deal with the Kree-Skrull War, and we haven't tapped into that at all. We thought that would be an amazing, huge portion of mythology to belong to Captain Marvel. Then MTV asked him why the 90s, and he said, well, there's an unexplored period of the Marvel Cinematic Universe that we wanted to showcase, and almost anything else is a spoiler.
Whoa. Almost like some sort of secret invasion.
So here's what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
I think what Marvel's discovered that they really like to do is they like to take 2 or 3 storylines and mix them together, i.e. Ragnarok and Planet Hulk.
Yes, which is going to be a fun time.
Yeah, or like Civil War and like parts of Nomad and like that whole storyline, like Captain No More, like those storylines. Like they mix and match a little bit. Like Guardians, they didn't even take an actual storyline from the comics. They just kind of grabbed the heart of it and found like some character moments from there. So I think what they're probably going to do is combine Kree-Skrull War with Secret Invasion. And what's funny is that even though like he was like, and she's fighting the Skrulls, barely talked about it, like we were joking, that is a game changer.
Yeah. And it allows her to have these stakes that Captain Marvel needs. Like for me, my concern was that Captain Marvel's kind of got the Superman problem where she's too powerful and like it makes other heroes seem lesser. And like if she's in the 90s, Iron Man hasn't happened yet. If she's in space fighting a Kree-Skrull War, she can have all these powers. Like she's not a like Deus Ex Machina where you just throw her in and solves the problem. Because that's why Superman's so hard to write, and that's why the character's so hard to get right, is because it's so much. This allows so much goodness to happen.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have to age because she's a friggin' got Kree DNA if they do it that.
They'll have to. I mean,
well,
Kree.
I hope they do. I hope they do.
She's fighting Krees and Skrulls.
But here's what I think is going to happen.
She doesn't get buried, and she won't bury other people, with their power set. So this is actually a really good move. Can we talk about how we think Nick Fury is going to lose the eye.
Oh my!
Because think about it.
He gets an origin story. His eye patch gets an origin story.
Oh my God!
He gets an origin story.
I mean, obviously, like we're gonna find out how it happened, but I haven't thought of it as an eye patch origin story.
Yeah, think about
Marvel,
it. Like in the comic books, like the original one, it was that he caught a grenade and then didn't throw it fast enough, and then the shrapnel, and then like as the decades went by, he lost thing. And then also there's another one where it was him and Wolverine. He was.
They were fighting together in World War II.
It was something where he was hunting him down or something like that, and there was an ambush, and then Wolverine put him on his back and got him out of there. But
like not before stabbing him in the eye.
But how cool was that in Civil War when they used it as a story plot mechanism?
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. Thank you. And they can do that now with an origin.
Well, actually, excuse me, that's Winter Soldier.
But the fact that we get that kind of storytelling retroactively, like we get to build on the universe that direction.
Amazing.
And last time I trusted Last time I trusted a mutant, I lost my eye. Last time I trusted something. He said last time I trusted. Last time I trusted somebody else.
Now we're all gonna have to go back and watch Winter Soldier. I'm really sorry.
No.
But that's like the retroactive storytelling like that when done well is amazing because it just enhances the universe.
Yeah.
And this movie comes out in between, like around Ant-Man. What if the movie she's fighting in space, big microverse, also another reason she wouldn't age, like in Interstellar with the bookcase.
Wait, Captain Marvel? She's in the Quantumverse?
Why not?
Here's what I think they are going to do. I think she's going to end up inheriting the quantum bands from Captain Marvel, which
I think she has to.
I'm a little less
really
excited. Well, because I like it when the hero has the power within them.
I hear you.
Like Iron Man, I can accept because Iron Man built that suit, and Iron Man continues to tinker with the suit. So Iron Man suit is a product of Tony Stark, but like with Scott Lang, it's like he learns how to use the suit, but it's still at the end of the day, it's just a suit. You know, it didn't really come from him. He's learned how to inhabit it and work it and control it. But it's like, it seems like anybody.
You want them to have a hand in it, as opposed to just wearing it.
Yeah, and like Captain Marvel or Ms. Marvel, when she first gets her powers, is from the Psyche Magnetron, which can only be said in that voice, and where like the alien DNA fuses with her human DNA and bestows her with incredible, mighty powers. And I kind of don't want the quantum band thing to happen.
I think it's going to be how she controls her powers. I think she's going to have this boundless
That's what
power
I hope. That's what I hope.
Like locks it down.
That's what I hope.
That's so she can focus.
But if they are the quantum power, the quantum bands, that it is entirely possible. I think you're right. Like there could be something to that where like that allows her to kind of go back and forth from the quantum realm and stuff like that. That would be pretty cool.
Now, what if we see
she has it and harnesses it?
Yeah, that's what I want. That way, it's still her. What if we see the origin of Nick Fury's eye patch? Find out he's a Skrull. David Hasselhoff.
That's right, David Hasselhoff.
Oh my god!
I forgot about that.
God! You just like.
I forgot about the Hoff.
Like Samuel Jackson's a
Skrull.
Wow.
Hasselhoff's
just chained up somewhere like Vision Man.
You just murdered my brain. Like,
Only in Paul Rudd's Ant-Man movie. Like they make it a full comedy in Ant-Man, and David Hasselhoff's there because Skrull just Sammy Jackson.
Oh my god! You just murdered my brain.
Oh wow.
So here's what I think could possibly happen. I think we might start because Infinity War comes out before Captain Marvel. I think what might happen is that when Thanos comes to Earth and is like, screw you, screw you, screw you, screw you, I think we might find out someone has been a Skrull this whole time.
I think we have to.
I think we have to. And I think that's going to lay the seeds for Captain Marvel. Though. And I think that then maybe the fourth Avengers film ends up being Kree, Skrull, Operation Galactic Storm.
If there was just one, who could it be? Thor? No.
It couldn't be Thor.
It couldn't be Thor.
Norse mythology. Like
exactly, because I mean,
it could possibly.
I don't think it could
Captain
be Tony.
America.
Happy.
Could be Happy.
I think because of the billing, it's Samuel Jackson. I think because of Captain Marvel, I think because he's the one that assembled it all, he'd be the most insidious to plant the seed in. He was running S.H.I.E.L.D., he put the Avengers together. I think if there's going to be a Skrull, it's Samuel Jackson.
Could be. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
And then plus it kind of makes sense with the whole Hydra thing. Are you telling me that real Nick Fury wouldn't have been able to sniff out some Hydra?
Right. So I think the Skrulls and Hydra are definitely a thing, and I think that's my bet.
I don't know.
We shall see.
Here's what's funny is that like we could. Like, if any one of these had happened on any other week, we could have, like...
broken it down.
I would have had, like, time to, like, go through and, like, oh, here's my theory. And, like, you would have had the same... Yeah.
But
don't have time.
We got to move
Just
along.
don't have time. It's driving me nuts. But
hit us up on Twitter. We'll
hit us up on Twitter. But I do think that setting her in the 90s, I think that's a good thing.
That's great.
Yes.
Because here's what happens. She disappears for 25 years to go fight in space. Like she's been Nova, she's been Quasar. Like she's out there fighting in space, fighting the Kree and the Skrull and whatever else. Then she finds out about Thanos invading her home planet, and she's like, "Oh hell no!"
Yeah,
and like flies home. I think I don't think she fights for most of Infinity War. I think she shows up towards the end.
Because then,
it's a
like I said, the Superman
reveal.
problem.
Yeah,
because you can't have this all-powerful being suddenly in your fight, so it works that way.
Yeah, and I
she
think
gets back too late.
And she gets back too late.
Everybody dead. Like Mark Ruffalo's already told us.
Yeah, everybody's died. Boom. Oh, and I mean, the Russo said that Captain Marvel's not in Avengers 3, but come on, she's gonna be. So from there, they go on to Thor Ragnarok. They bring the whole cast on the stage, and let's roll that trailer real quick. Can we, Anthony?
So much has happened since I last saw you.
I'll explain all of this in a second.
The
this comes
tone
from
of
something.
this is so fun.
That's still pretty fresh.
I don't.
So fun. I love how they just. Chris Hemsworth just is so funny.
Yeah, but you know what I think happened was they were like, they did Thor worked, the first movie. Dark World was a little bit of a mess. It was still fun, but like it's one of the weaker of the two. It focused on the
wrong things.
Yeah, and I think Marvel got to a place where like, well, we need to do a third Thor film. But you know what? The other two really didn't work. So
80% improv.
F it.
Yeah.
They're like, F it. Let's
just do something different.
Let's just see what happens.
We've
got the money.
guy playing Thor. Let's go nuts.
Let's just go.
We got her.
Yes! Oh, so good.
That Anthrax cover, like.
Oh my God! It is like so like heavy metal,
visually
early 80s.
appetizing.
Yeah. I didn't know I wanted a Led Zeppelin Thor, but I do.
Love that joke. Did I win? No, I won.
That
easily.
Like hella manifesting. Like that. What is that? That's a poster from the 80s above a bedroom. It's so pretty.
Yeah.
Her headdress moves.
She
I love it.
In the first
So
trailer,
good.
she looks like perfect in this one.
And she's with Executioner, Scourge.
Nice.
Have you noticed what her death power is? I put together a team. That's cool. God, Valkyrie looks so good.
Valkyrie looks great.
Oh.
I love that now Thor gets a team like in Civil War. Like Cap had a team, Iron Man has a team.
And now it's Team Thor. And it's 3 Asgardians and a Hulk.
Loki's fighting alone.
They've got guns!
Yes,
what?
they do.
And Fenris Wolf? This is insane! And Goldblum and machine guns and rock monster guys.
And Marvel movie hair news, Hulk got a haircut.
Yeah, and flying ships.
And half-naked Chris Hemsworth.
Always half-naked Chris Hemsworth.
You gotta.
Look at the rainbow madness!
Yes!
And then this just
so
and the metalness
amazing.
of that like montage. That team.
Oh, what are we the god of again? Oh, apparently lightning.
Lightning!
Boom!
This comes out this year, you guys.
Like, you know,
In just a few
this comes
months.
out soon.
You know what happens to a Hela that's struck by lightning?
I love this.
Look at the Planet Hulk necklace.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's wearing his Planet Hulk necklace.
And he's
Watch it.
smart.
Kind of both like fire.
Both like fire. Pretty fire. But like smoldering
Smoldering
fire.
fire.
And then Surtur! Oh, I'm done. Like, they showed that and, like, half the audience stood up. I was like, please show it again. Why are you not showing that a third and fourth time?
It's like, we need a repeat. Encore!
So let me give you the background. They showed a few clips. The first clip they showed, did you guys ever do Spaceship Earth at Epcot?
Yes, who didn't?
Okay.
Yeah, you could choose you could choose like the scent that you wanted.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, so like it's the
You
ride
know?
that's in Epcot, and it takes you through like the history of the Earth, and it's like you see. Oh, it's great. And you see like animatronics
fun.
kind of like off to the side, and like the chair kind of moves. You just like here we see early humans learning how to use fire, but then it takes you through the Renaissance into the modern age and computers and space flight and stuff like that. So it's this spaceship Earth and like humanity's evolution on it.
Yeah.
It takes you through. It's great.
Yeah.
So
it's educational.
yeah.
I like it.
So Thor, the clip that they showed is Thor strapped into a chair and he wakes up and he's just looking around and he's in this like Rainbow Road sort of like looking thing. Like he's just surrounded by light everywhere. And you hear a voice saying, Sakaar was created by the Grandmaster. The Grandmaster is the oldest
that's
being in the
good.
universe.
That's
Perhaps
awesome.
the most benevolent being in the universe, and probably the most powerful. It's been proven, like, and it's just like this
That's
propaganda for how great and wonderful and imposing and terrifying, but benevolent and merciful the Grandmaster is, all to the tune of pure imagination.
This movie's gonna be weird.
And like he's just like Thor's just like what the like he's just so confused. And then it starts to get a little bit more intense and it seems to be moving faster and Thor's like no. It's like you're about to meet the champion or the Grandmaster. Are you ready to meet the Grandmaster? Please prepare yourself to meet the Grandmaster. You're about to be in the presence of the Grandmaster. And he's like no. And then he cuts to him in the throne room screaming his balls off. And he's just like ah! And he's surrounded by like these like mini celestial kind of looking beings, like they're kind of celestial, eternal looking, and it's Jeff Goldblum, just like, yes.
I see you found your way.
Nice. And Tessa Thompson's on one side, and a character named Topaz is on the other. Now, I don't think it's the Topaz that is from the comics, because she's a Doctor Strange character. Push my glasses up, because I'm a nerd. But they both argue over the price. And then it's implied that Valkyrie somehow got the Hulk, because he says, "Well, you have good luck because you brought me my other champion." He's like, "Yes, well, here's a contender," and he's like, "Ah, okay." Topaz hates it. She hates Valkyrie for whatever reason. Know nothing about the character. They fight about it. He gets thrown into this holding pen for the gladiators where it's never-ending circle, and Korg is down there. Korg is the guy played by Taika Waititi.
Right.
And Korg is a giant rock monster. You saw him in Dark World at the very beginning, where like his race at least.
Yeah.
And he
like he got knocked out.
And Korg was also a character in Planet Hulk, if you're familiar with that comic at all. So Korg is giving him the rundown of who the gladiators are, what they're expected to do, because Thor has just been bought by the Grandmaster, and he pays Valkyrie for Thor. Like a lot.
Sounds about right.
Like millions of space units, kind of thing.
Valkyrie's a headhunter. Love it.
Yeah, essentially. And Thor's like, "Well, I'm going to fight the champion and defeat him because that's the only way off this planet." And Korg is like, "Oh yeah, that's what Doug thought. Doug's dead." He's like, "That's what they've all thought. They're all dead." He's like,
he's got a little Kiwi accent.
Yeah, he's got his little
out
Kiwi
of a big
accent.
rock monster. I love it.
And he says, "Well, how are you not dead?" He's like, "I'm not dumb enough to fight the champion. I'm kind of like I'm the pre-fight gladiator."
I like that. It's like Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah, and like he goes running, like Thor's like, "I've got to get out of here," and he runs. And the second he disappears, he runs right back around Korg. He's like, "What is this place?" He's like, "You can't escape. You just go up and fight, and then you get put back down here. All right, goodbye." And that's it. And then he goes for our main event, and then he goes into the champion. Like Thor's terrified because he's been told a little bit more about who this guy is.
Right.
And then it's the Hulk. And he's like, yes! Now, he didn't say he's a friend from work like he does in the trailer, which leads me to believe that may not actually make it in the final cut of the film, but whatever. It's a
but
funny
that
moment
was
we got.
super fun.
Super funny.
I know him.
He's a friend from work. But he goes, yes! Hulk! Where have you been? We've all been worried sick about you. Have you been here this whole time? I mean, they had a whole big fight. I wasn't there for it. And then one of my favorite lines was, Tony and Cap had this big fight, and they have the Avengers, but I don't know. It just became a little bit too corporate for me. Anyway, what have you been up to? You know what? Here, a bit about me. And that's where it starts. That's where that picks up. He's like, lost my hammer yesterday. Still a bit fresh. Like, that's when the trailer kicks in. So.
That's great.
That's the footage.
I need it. I need this movie.
I like.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. So apparently 80% of the film was improvised, according to Taika Waititi.
It's also the shortest
movie because it's
movie.
Hour 40.
Yeah,
which
hour 40.
It's a comedy. Like you don't want it to go too long. Yeah, you want it to be punchy and to stick with it. Yeah. So let's do a super fast trailer breakdown.
Yes.
You liked what?
I like the Bruce Banner involved, like their little duo, their little team, and I love that.
I love it.
All about that.
I love that they're in space.
There you go.
Like they're in space and they're flying in spaceships, like it's Thor. But I think what Marvel did was they said, we've taken the hammer. Like we've seen two other movies where you had the hammer and kind of like, man, they were middling. They did well at the box office, but they didn't kill like we want them to. Let's just do something wacky out of the box. No one's ever seen anything like this. Let's bring a rock album to life.
Nice.
Like, you know, like
it's so intense, dude. The visuals are amazing.
Like, let's bring Led Zeppelin
It's kind of
to
got
life.
a
Like, let's do
flair
it.
of Guardians for me, and now I find that, you know, relatable, and I already feel like that's fun. It already has you know, a reaction out of me for it, so I love that they did this.
I think 2014 was a big year for Marvel because they were like, oh my God, Guardians worked? We can have a talking raccoon and a walking, talking tree?
Groot!
F it. Let's just play. We made this giant sandbox. Let's go nuts. Like, let's do it.
Embrace the joy.
Yeah, let's embrace it. So,
I wonder how long ago they accepted Skrulls.
Oh
like, you know what I mean? Like,
no.
how long ago were they like, that's the move?
That's the move.
Like
And for those of you wondering if Fox has the rights to the Skrulls and like that this means, oh, they're working together. Fox and Marvel have always co-owned the rights to the Skrulls. Marvel does not have Super Skrull or named Skrulls.
It's like specific Skrulls.
Specific Skrulls they don't have the rights to.
But the race is up for
The
grabs.
race is up for grabs. So very, very quickly, the story Ragnarok by Walt Simonson in the late 80s sees Malekith, who we met in Dark World, freeing Surtur with the Casket of Ancient Winters to steal the Twilight Sword and defeat Asgard and bring Ragnarok. Fenris Wolf comes out and defeats them, but they get Odin, they save it. Planet Hulk is, you know, Hulk ends up on, you know, Sakaar and has to fight his way through gladiatorial championships.
Yeah, it's super fun. I don't know if Netflix has it anymore, but you can watch Planet Hulk.
Yeah,
and like,
it was fun.
Yeah,
Super
it's
fun. And it's a great read. It's a giant read, too. It's like 24 issues.
Yeah, it's got a different little origin story. It's that Hulk has become too powerful, so they actually, you know, like knock him out, put him in a spaceship, and just send him off into space. But otherwise than that, it's a fun time.
Yeah. As you saw, Hulk is having way too much fun on Sakaar and refusing to revert to Bruce Banner. I think the only reason he reverts is because Thor beats him into submission and like forces the transformation. And I think that's when the rest of the planet is like, ooh, wait, this pink little puny creature is our champion. Now we're done. We're done. This guy's our champion now, which I think is why Thor is like living in a big apartment.
Their champion is John Cena.
Yeah.
I legit think John Cena is going to come into the ring.
That's definitely
Yeah, I really think it's going to happen.
Also,
never give up.
Eon corrected me, thank you. The necklaces are from Wolverine vs. Hulk. Ultimate Wolverine vs. Hulk.
Nice,
nice.
Clancy Brown is voicing Surtur. Oh! I just said Surtur again. Surtur was in a movie. This giant fire demon from Muspelheim is in a movie. It is 2017, and I get to say the word Surtur in a Thor movie. Oh, my goodness. All right. Sorry, guys. We don't have time. We got to move on because the Black Panther.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So they finish with Thor Ragnarok. Those guys exit the stage. And then they're like, let's bring Black Panther out.
He's like off the cuff.
Markia. Okay. Thor Ragnarok looks like one of the most insane movies I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Black Panther looks like it's going to be the coolest, chillest, most badass movie Marvel's ever done.
I have no doubt.
Like, that is not hyperbole. Like, they finished with that trailer, and I was like, I think they win everything. Like, they won. Like, so let me give you the rundown of this and stop me as much as you want to, please.
Because Mark Donica, who's AfterBuzz TV tech here for Raw that I do on Mondays, he was standing next to you while you were watching all of the Black Panther stuff, and he was like, that man made noises that I had not heard from him before. Yeah.
I hugged the security guard. Like, there was a security guard right next to our gate, and she had to keep like walking in and out, and she was like super sassy. But I was like, oh, and she was doing the same thing. Like, I don't even know that she's a big Marvel fan, but she was going, oh, that cast, oh, that cat, oh my, and I was just, after the thing, I was like, I can't believe we get to watch this, and like, I gave her a big hug, and she's like, this looks amazing. So it was Jesus. Okay, so cast comes out. I'm trying to think of like anything that was said from the panel that we kind of already didn't know. Wakabi talked about Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah,
talked about
Daniel
Wakabi.
Kaluuya's character. The border guard. Perimeter.
Perimeter. So like he expanded on that a little bit, saying that he is the one essentially in charge of monitoring everything that goes out of Wakanda and everything that comes in. So, and he's like been best friends with T'Challa since they were children. Like that's kind of thing.
So either sounds like he's got a killing coming because something has to get in or something has to go out, or in some way maybe he betrays Black Panther and lets something in or lets something out.
That's my fear.
So
Betrayal
interesting.
Or death. That can't be good.
Betrayal or death.
Then they also spoke to Winston Duke about M'Baku. I'm just going from memory as best as I can because I forgot to put it in the notes. And one of my favorite things that he said was he was talking about his character and how religious he is.
Yes.
And I love that because like it's the white gorilla cult, all that stuff. I'm like, yes,
they're very strongly religious.
He was talking about how much he loves the character because he's like, there was a lot there. There was a lot for me to sink my teeth into. He's a man of faith, a man of action and religion. And I was like,
yeah,
that is awesome. Like, I'm so glad they went that direction with it. So Killmonger, I think it was in the panel where he said that essentially he and Black Panther have a Professor X Magneto relationship.
Nice.
Where it's not like
I like that.
Like they both have completely different views on what's best for Wakanda.
Yeah, but it's like, are either of them really wrong?
Neither one's wrong. Yeah. Neither one's right. They're both at odds with each other in that capacity. Either one could
enjoyable.
Like, and they're probably friends. They're like at least allies in some capacity.
There's definitely a respect there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like you can even see that here where they're just like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm the one that's right. No, I am. Like,
be
you
like,
can
no,
see that.
you've let the outside influence you way too much.
Yeah, you're like
you don't know your roots anymore.
You're
you're seeing with different eyes, and they're not good ones.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So like all of that being said, they're then like, let's show some footage. So they show the casino scene.
Ooh.
Okay, so again, going from memory as best as I can.
We get to see these outfits. Oh, I love these outfits.
So I want everyone to please take note of what you see T'Challa wearing in this scene, like this really awesome suit, right? Okay, so they walk and take note of Danae Guerrero's character Okoye.
She's the one in the red on the right
with hair. It's important.
Oh yeah, she has hair.
She has hair.
Oh, she snatches that wig, doesn't she? She snatches that wig to fight. She does. She does.
Let me tell you.
She does, doesn't she?
I'm gonna build it up.
Okay, but she does, doesn't she?
I don't want to ruin. I don't want to ruin the surprise.
She snatches it off.
I don't want to ruin the surprise.
She snatches.
She does snatch it off.
She snatches wig and she kicks some ass.
Oh yeah. Okay. So.
I knew it.
There's no escaping this.
I knew it.
So so Okoye stays up top. So okay. They walk through a metal detector.
That's like taking off earrings and shoes.
Oh, it's so much better than what you just said. It's so
putting
much
your
better.
keys down.
So much better than what you just said. Okay, so they walk through a metal detector, which is funny because every single person in the audience is like, well, they're loaded with vibranium. How do they get through that metal detector? Awesome, who cares? Go for it. But like that that's the irony. Metal detector didn't detect anything because they're smart enough to get around that, nonsense.
Kind of like carrying a ceramic knife.
Yeah, exactly. They walk through the double doors into this incredible underground illegal casino. Walk down the stairs. Okoye stays up top. Nakia and T'Challa go downstairs, and they're talking to each other through earpieces. Very James Bond kind of feel.
Nice.
Everett Ross comes in, kaboom, and he says something like, "Yeah, I've got the diamonds. It's fine." Something like that, like again, like I'm doing as best as I can from memory. And then Claw comes in, and he comes in with a massive entourage of dudes, like 8, 9, 10 men, all following him in. Makes it like Everett Ross makes a joke about a mixtape. He's like, you got like all these guys here, you're about to drop a mixtape, and he's like, yeah, you're gonna be the first to listen to it. Here it is. And he's like, did you bring the goods? Did you have the diamonds? He's like, yeah, I did. Did you bring the vibranium? And he goes, yeah. And he reaches in his pants and pulls out a paper wrap vibranium thing that looks just a bit phallic, just phallic enough to be like a really bad joke from Claw. It's just like, oh, you dirty jerk of a man. Like, oh, gross.
It's like, oh, it's warm.
Yeah, and it says fragile on it, and he like slams it on the table. Like, it's not fragile at all. He's like, goosh, here it is. You got the diamonds? And he's like, yeah, but in the meantime, the other three, the Wakandans, are like walking around like, chirp, 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 chirp on their ears. And Okoye, Danae Guerrero's character is going, he's got the vibranium. Let's jump. Let's go now. And T'Challa and Nakia are both saying, no, we need to make sure this happened. We don't want to cause that much of a scene. But before that can happen, Okoye gets found. And like they find her out, like they see her talking or something like that because she's getting animated because she's frustrated that they're not attacking him now. And the guards are like, wait! And they reach for their guns. And in a second, she holds her hand out like this, and a giant spear just goes and it's like a 10-foot spear, and she just like, bat, 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 like takes 3 guys out with like martial art moves I've never seen.
Of course.
I was just like, how did they do that? That's not a move that is real. And then as a guy is coming up on her, she grabs the wig and throws it at the dude and knocks him off of a balcony with it.
The wig is a weapon.
The wig is a weapon.
The wig is a weapon.
I don't even know what kind of weapon it is, except that it looked like hair when it hit him, and it knocked him off the balcony. Vibranium-lined wig. I don't know. It's like, and she's at the neck strength to carry like a 20-pound wig on her head. I don't know what it was, but it did the job, and he fell down.
Nice.
And then the camera follows him down. Like, the camera movement is gorgeous. Like, I was just like, okay, Coogler knows what he's doing. Like, this dude is good. Follows down. T'Challa and Nakia are already in action. Both like still in like their nice suits or their nice dress and nice suit. Claw pulls out a gun, takes out, like, is shooting at Everett Ross as he's holding up the steel case filled with diamonds, and diamonds are spilling out of it. And Claw gets away, and he climbs up onto the 2nd floor, and T'Challa yells out thief in Wakandan and jumps to the 2nd floor like it's nothing. He's just like, Panther jump, pulls himself up, like he just like clears the banister, gets up. Claw turns around and holds the gun out. Click, click, click. It's empty. And he goes, ah, screw it. I was going to have to show you sometime. You know, you look just like your father. And he holds out his prosthetic arm. And now, I forgot to mention this. His prosthetic arm looks like crap. Okay. It's a crappy looking prosthetic arm. Like, the hands are like stuck, like very much like Jaime Lannister in Game of Thrones. Like, it doesn't move. It doesn't have a function except to just hide the fact that he doesn't have an arm. Except the hand folds down, and all this machinery kind of like emerges from it, like very Transformer-like, and then a giant like sound laser cannon emerges, and he goes, "You look just like your father." Black Panther jumps out of the way, splinters the entire balcony. Claw jumps out of a window, gets away. Black Panther jumps through the balcony. Then it cuts to the trailer.
Because the suit was a tearaway.
No.
Oh.
So much cooler than that. Now we're in the trailer. Like, this is where like the sizzle reel kind of starts to happen for Black Panther. T'Challa in his suit lands on top of a car driven, I believe, by Shuri. It was all kind of happening really fast. I was like, I think that's Shuri. I think that's Shuri. Oh my god, I think that's Shuri. Because Nakia, oh my god, I think it's Shuri. She's been out there the whole time. He lands on top of the car as it like drives by. So it's like very much like a whistling for the horse, jumping out, landing on the horse right at the exact same time. But except it's Black Panther on the car. He lands on the car, hits a button on his chest. He's been wearing the suit the whole time.
So it just like...
It shimmers down, and he's been wearing the Black Panther suit cloaked as an actual suit.
Wow.
Like this weird Wakandan vibranium nanotech. Just... And then he just like pulls the helmet over his head and he goes, drive. Takes off after Claw, and it's this epic dance scene. At one point, like, Claw's blast like hits the car, and you discover that Shuri's not even driving it because there's so much like high-tech stuff in there. She's leaning out the car that's driving itself, shooting with her Panther gauntlets.
Nice.
So they're having this giant energy weapon exchange. Car gets hit, kind of unbalances itself, causing Black Panther to jump up and run up a building. Like, runs up it kind of like Spider-Man or Flash, but like not super fast. He's just fast, but like he's got this technology on his feet to like let him hold on. As he's doing that, he pulls out a vibranium spear, throws it down, and it hits the road right in front of Claw's car, right as he hits it, and it flips, and he's done. Like, they can't, like, he's basically caught. Like, he can't, like, the car's done.
You can't run from Black Panther.
He catches it's then it goes. Then you kind of see some clips of Wakanda, and the whole time, like, they have like some really awesome like action sequence sorts of stuff. And then it cuts to Wakanda, and you see him talking to his mother, Angela Bassett, as played by Ramonda. I thought of you. Yes. And he's talking about the kind of king and ruler that he wants to be. And if I remember the dialogue correctly, which I may not, those of you who are on Hall H, if you're listening to the show and you remember, correct me. But I believe she says something like, you don't need to be the king that people are expecting you to be. You need to be the king that you believe you should be, or something like that. And at that, it cuts to him inside of a plane, and you can tell it's a plane because you can hear the engine and the air outside, but there's no music. And then the floor drops, and he falls, and Kendrick Lamar's DNA starts up, and it's just like the whole building shakes from the bass of the song, and it's the most badass hip-hop music video I've ever seen in my life. he just like lands at the border, takes out a couple of the scene where he's like in the tree from the teaser.
Yes.
It goes into that. He takes out some guys there, and then like it's a mind-boggling sequence of what did I just watch.
Do you think we won't get this until November?
We will probably get this end of August, beginning of September, because it comes out in February.
Right.
Man, we're definitely.
So,
I think it'll
we've
definitely
got to
have
get
to
it
be
in
a
the next
trailer on the Thor
probably,
Ragnarok.
like, if it's not within the next
movie.
8 weeks,
That's what I
I'll
was
be
thinking.
surprised.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised.
It's
But
the Bond movie I wanted. Like,
no,
I
but
from the beginning,
there's
I wanted
one more
Bond Black
thing.
Panther.
There's one more thing to say.
Okay.
They're fighting at Warrior Falls. You see some shots of them fighting at Warrior Falls. It's awesome. It's great. M'Baku and Killmonger are both there, so I think all three of them are fighting for the throne, if not 5 people.
I have no doubt that there's more than one warrior going for it.
Fighting for
because think
for
about
the king.
how infrequently,
Yeah.
the mantle goes up.
Yeah. So they're fighting over it, and in the middle of the fight, you see Killmonger do like he's wearing like his outfit, like what you see in the picture there.
Right.
And as he's doing that, he hits something on his chest. He's got the same suit, but it's gold, and I think it's a Jaguar. And then the very next scene is Panther and Killmonger falling over the falls, still fighting each other, but both in their awesome vibranium suits.
That is amazing.
And then it goes, ding, 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 Black Panther, and like the place just like loses their mind.
I'm so glad they give Ryan Coogler all the money. That's always the right move.
Here's what's funny. And a lot of people have asked me to rank like the 3 trailers, and I can't. They're each amazing. Like each film looks. Whoa. But I left more excited for Black Panther than Infinity War.
Oh my wow!
And that's not saying that Infinity War doesn't look bonkers insane, but
Yeah,
Infinity War looks like a movie I've seen. Not in a bad way. It looks like a movie that I'm going to like go and watch and enjoy. And by the way, it's a sizzle reel just for the Comic-Con audience.
Right.
They're probably going to put together a whole other trailer for the actual movie. And when I watch that, I'll probably be even more excited for it than I already am, which is a lot. But I walked out of there going, Thor Ragnarok looks like the weirdest, craziest, wackiest thing I've ever seen. But it looks very inspired by Guardians. Black Panther looks very inspired by like the Captain America movies, sure, but it still looks like something I've never seen before. And Thor looks like that too, but like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like Black Panther. Like that was just like, I don't know what I just witnessed.
Oh, it's gonna break everything.
Yep.
Everything.
So anyway, we really need to move on. Let's get to, because we're an hour 40 into the show. Avengers Infinity War. We've heard all the descriptions already, so I'm just going to go through it as fast as I can and kind of give my take on it as best as I can. It starts off with Thanos, or the Milano, flying into space, and Star-Lord's like, all right, everybody, keep your eyes peeled. Let's see what we're up against. And they come into like this devastated space, and like they're like, what happened here? And as that happens, Thor hits the windshield. Rocket starts losing his mind. Get it off, wipe it off, get it.
Like you.
Then like and he's out cold, and he lands on the table, and Star-Lord goes, wake him up. And Mantis wakes him up. She goes, wake. And he wakes up, and he's like, oh, oh, oh. And I think he says, something is very wrong. And then you see them like portal to Earth. From there, you see Wanda Maximoff splits a burning truck in half with her hex magic. As someone, I don't know who, someone says death follows him like a shadow, and then they show Loki walking through a decimated crowd as he holds up the Tesseract and then looks up to his right, like he's looking at someone like, here's the Tesseract, which is important because Thanos has the Space Stone when you first see him. So I think Loki probably betrayed everybody again. From there, you cut to a nondescript arm, and you hear the sound of a bus, and then the hairs all stand up on the arm, and then it cuts to Peter Parker.
Spider-Sense, finally.
I know. You see Peter Parker like on the bus, turning around and looking over his shoulder, like, what is going on?
Have the whole time.
Boom! Spider-Sense. Then you see a ship burning through the atmosphere, and then you hear Iron Man say, the only advantage, he's coming to us, so that's what we use. And then we see Iron Man looking up at something as a ship crashes onto the planet. Could be Earth, but it's decimated enough that it's like, is it Earth? It may not be. Like, they may actually bring the fight to someone else. Don't know. You see the ship crashing. Then you see Spider-Man, Iron Man, Drax, Star-Lord, and Mantis watching as the ship crashes. That's a sentence I just said.
That's amazing.
FYI.
Wow.
Total destruction, desolation everywhere. You hear Thanos say, fun really isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. And then it cuts to Gamora, flaming destruction. And it looks like she's
balancing the universe. Awesome.
Death. And then you see what looks like the Collector's Collection, but burning. So the full line that he says is, "Fun really isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. But this does put a smile on my face." And then you see Gamora looking terrified, and then you see Star-Lord look up and go, "Oh man." And then remember in Avengers when the space portal opened in the sky over the building, you see that happen a little bit, but it's smaller, and then it grows, and it's that same exact space portal as Thanos takes step onto what I assume is the Earth. Could be another planet, but he walks onto the Earth with like kind of a smile.
Ooh, nightmare fuel.
Yeah. Then you see a magical sigil, very Doctor Strange, like appear as a foot falls on it. Then another one appears, as another foot falls on it. Then a third one, is another one. Then it pulls back and you see Doctor Strange doing this. He's creating these platforms for Star-Lord to run on. And Star-Lord is running, shooting at someone as he's being shot at. And I'm like, they're working, they're a team. And then you see you see Spider-Man flipping, but it's hard to see what's going on. But then he lands on, I think, what looks like this weird engine or ship or something, and he stands up and he's in his full Spider-Man suit from the end of the Homecoming. He's like, crowd loses their minds. Then you see the Winter Soldier chambering a bullet, and it looks like he's in a Wakandan field. I think that's where he is, and he's got Wakandan soldiers behind him, because then it immediately flips, and you see Black Panther. He unsheaths his claws. He's standing in front of a bunch of Wakandan soldiers in like a giant yellow grass field in the Wakanda. And then so this is it's hard to tell who this was. Like I'm like taking notes copiously. It's like it looked like Corvus Glaive in shadow throws a spear at either Black Panther or Captain America. I think it might be Captain America, and he dodges out of the the way and catches
Glaive?
it.
Not
Corvus Glaive, I think.
Okay.
Well, he's got the glaive.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
yeah.
I don't think it was Proxima Midnight. It looked like Corvus Glaive to me, but it was like moving so fast. I was like, I think it was Corvus Glaive. Who knows? Like,
cool.
We won't know until November probably.
Cool.
Scarlet Witch holds up her red hex magic for something, looks at something else, sad and scared. Boom! They show Vision. He's somehow behind bars. He looks down, sad, and then we hear Thanos say, "I know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail won't stand. You can run from it, but your destiny still arrives."
And I remember with like Vision, the way that the bars were, you couldn't tell whether or not he had the stone in his forehead anymore. It was driving
me nuts. I was like, da 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 da. Like I even went and found like the leaked footage to like. I was like, is it there? Is it there? Oh, it wasn't there. Oh, I was wrong. Oh. And then you see Outriders. Outriders confirmed. Running through a grass field. Iron Man is attacked by them, I believe. Then we see the Hulkbuster suit, presumably in Wakanda, taking out the Outriders.
Vanessa.
Yeah. Black Widow has blonde hair. Black Panther fights an Outrider. Falcon fights a dude, presumably an Outrider. His wings are out and he like kicks the guy. Spider-Man is in on the ground looking up at Stark. He seems hurt and scared as he says, "Tony, I'm sorry. So sorry." Thor's head is in a giant palm that looks like it could be Thanos's, and he's like screaming like the hand is squeezing it, like he might pop his head. Nebula unsheaths her sword, but you don't know why. Who's she fighting? Who's Nebula fighting? I don't know. Then you see Wong, Doctor Strange, Banner, and Stark all standing in the Sanctum Sanctorum together. A ship lands on Earth with a thud. Cap punches a dude. He looks real tired. He's got a beard. Thanos punches the living crap out of Iron Man, just like beats the snot out of him. And then you see his Infinity Gauntlet held up, and you can see the Space Stone, and I couldn't tell what the other one was, but he's got two of them.
Might be Heimdall's.
It could be. I don't know. But I only know one of them is blue, which makes sense because now he has the Tesseract.
Thanks, Loki.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Loki. And then, so everyone, like the big moon thing that everyone was talking about, here's what happens. There's a moon-like figure behind him in space, which makes me believe this isn't Earth. It's probably another planet. And this is when he says, "But your destiny always finds you." He like reaches up and strains as he squeezes his hand, and then you see him like pulled like this, and you can see the moon crumbling a bit, and it crumbles a little bit more, and then you see pieces start flying off of it really fast, but then they start raining down on the Earth around him like a giant meteorite storm, and then it cuts to Avengers Infinity War.
Wow.
And that was the end of the panel.
I can't wait. It's gonna be so good.
Man, everyone's gonna die.
Everybody dies.
Everyone dies.
Except they're all Skrulls, so who cares?
Exactly.
All of them
All
are
right.
Skrulls.
We legit don't have a lot of time.
Really
Let's run
don't.
through this. Let's. Sorry, guys, we don't have time for shout-outs.
Yeah, we don't.
But we do have 2 birthday shout-outs.
We do. Brandon Morse, happy birthday. Fan since episode 1, watched or listened to every episode, and it's my birthday on Saturday. May I please get a sexy shout out? Thanks, MMN crew.
Yeah.
So, Brandon.
A very quick, very sexy birthday shout out to B Morse Music. I hope you're as sexy as your music on your very sexy birthday.
Sexy.
Sexy shout out.
And then Ricky Alsace at Vegito247. Finally going to see Spider-Man, and then later today, Marvel movie news with Matt Key, Coy Jandro, Marquis McCarty. Excite B Day is exciting.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Colt Badeau emailed me this question, and since he's on the Starjammer running our social media, I thought we could throw this in.
Okay.
What if Nick Fury is a Skrull or Cap? Where is Carol at Sword during all the previous movies? Is Fury with Sword in space? I have so many questions. Please ask a couple on the show.
Well, we've already confirmed that Hasselhoff is going to be replacing Skrull Samuel Jackson.
Yeah. Are there any questions in there that you definitely wanted to get to, Marquia? Do you know?
We covered a lot of them.
We covered a lot of
We
them.
really did.
All right, I think we got them all.
Do you think we'll see Eternity in the Living Tribunal in Avengers Infinity War? That's from the director's cut. At the director's cut. God, that would be amazing. I don't think we will.
There's a lot of
I think that's a
happening.
little bit way too much. I think they might save that for Doctor Strange sequel. That's my guess.
Or something spacey like Captain Marvel 2 or something.
Yeah. Or Captain Marvel, really.
Yeah,
like
we don't know what it's going to be.
Just
Skrulls.
Captain Marvel. Yeah.
Okay, so just because this is a fun question, you can only see one. Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok, Captain Marvel. What do you pick? You can only see one.
Black Panther.
I know.
I mean, like, that's an easy choice for you. Like, that's like saying,
For me.
Matt Q, do you want to see Doctor Strange? Yes, I do. It's the only thing I want to see. Yeah, but like, like
you'll see Doctor Strange too, though. You know,
oh yeah, of course I will. But
Deadpool 2 is my answer.
out of those 3,
Out of those 3, Deadpool 2.
he chooses other. An awesome other.
That's on brand.
Ashley Hutchins asks, should we be concerned with Ragnarok supposedly being an hour 40? No, it's a comedy.
No, it's fine.
No, you want it short.
Comedies need to be shorter. Anyway, there's only so many times you can tell the difference.
Danzig 1979. Do we think Avengers 4 will start filming soon? Yeah, they start filming at the end of August apparently.
All right, we gotta go. 2 hours.
We gotta go.
We
2 hour
gotta
show.
go.
Yeah, let's see.
I think this is our longest show yet.
Hour 55.
Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it. It seems like we had a lot of people in the chat room with us this time around.
This show is substantially longer than Thor Ragnarok.
Everybody, my name is Matt Key at the Matt Key. I'll be on the Wednesday Club tomorrow talking about all of our Comic-Con stuff. That's on Geek and Sundry's Twitch. You can also read, I wrote the summaries for the Black Panther and Thor Ragnarok for Geek Girl Authority, so you can go read my work there if you didn't get enough of it here. Also, there's pictures, so for those of you on iTunes, you can go look at some pictures of stuff. Where can we find you, Marquia McCarty?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Marquia McCarty. That's MarkiaMcCarty. And then also Snapchat, Darth Thinmints. Darth is in Vader. Thinmints as in Girl Scout cookies.
Nice.
Yes. Like over the weekend, my power window wouldn't work in my car. So I went and bought the part and did it myself.
Nice.
I took apart my door. I
Congrats.
Snapchatted it.
Nice.
It probably doesn't exist there anymore because it's like
Congrats.
24 hours. I'm very proud of that fact. That's why I said it.
I could never do that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It works.
You can find me at CoyJandreau on Twitter and Instagram. And I'm going to be talking about all the Comic-Con coverage on my Instagram, little Insta review videos. And I found over 50 old Marvel Movie News photos, which will be posted on our Marvel Movie News Instagram and my Instagram in the coming weeks because I love Throwback Thursdays and Fan Fridays. So we'll be posting those on the Marvel stuff soon.
Nice.
Fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our show. In the coming weeks, there's going to be a lot more to talk about.
Yes.
We'll do our best to start like parsing some of this stuff. Maybe we even start throwing in like extra special, like since we had to cover so much today. Maybe in the next coming weeks we'll try to do a little bit more with expanding that. But we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, always moving forward.
Yeah.
Always
forward.
Always forward.
Never back. All right. We love you all. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 2:30.
Have a good week.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only, and not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.